Typical Americans. This is why we don't allow you in our beer fest.
Yeah.
You get a few drinks and you become so dirty. Hey.
You should go back to your strip malls and drink your Zimas and Smirnoff Ice. Yeah. And then you can punch each other's ceiling. Yeah. Und dusen.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another Sound of Violence podcast. This is Pulver. I am back yet again with Chris Madaffer. What up, bruh?
Yo. Another great day for a podcast and MMA talk.
That's right. That's exactly my reaction as well after this weekend's card.
Oh, yeah.
But if you guys haven't heard the show before, we are an MMA podcast that talks about MMA podcasts. Essentially, we break down our favorite MMA shows we've been listening to. We have a new format we've been using, which I really enjoy. All right, so the first podcast that we talk about is we talk about the podcast we think you should be listening to. Then we discuss the shows we think you should skip and the shows we recommend or we say that you can't miss. And so this is going to be a fucking weird episode. Because I don't know if you remember, I think it was 2 episodes ago, Chris.
Yeah.
It was when my boy Tim Elliott made weight, unfortunately for me, and that caused me to have to go with a drink of Chris's choice for this show.
Yeah, and for anyone who's listening who's seen the movie Beer Fest, the one scene where go back to your Zima malts and Smirnoff Ice und ja.
Und dusen.
Yeah, that's what Chris is drinking today, a Zima malt.
That's right. So I'm going to start off by having Chris try this beer. Or I should say Zima, or whatever the fuck it is, because he...
just call it refreshing citrus beverage.
Of course, yeah. No, the classiest of 90s beverages. So, have you ever had this before you try it?
Never. I've heard of Zima literally because of that scene in the movie, but I'd never seen it anywhere.
So, it's been gone since I found out. It was like 2008. It got pulled from shelves because no one was drinking it.
So I was going to say either someone died or no one's drinking it.
No one was drinking it. And Coors brought it back, weirdly enough. And it's a limited time, evidently, from the little bit of research I did on this. So go ahead and try it, and we'll hear what you think. I don't remember if I had this as a kid or not. I think I might have, but I'm not positive. Chris is making weird faces. What do you think about it?
It just tastes like a Fresca soda. It's kind of weird.
Really?
But it's scary to drink because you know it'll fuck you up. Like, watch. It tastes like...
All right, I'm going to try
It tastes like a soda with like less carbonation. Watch. You see what I mean? I was surprised because it's not... I don't know.
Oh, that's not good, though.
But yeah, it's not good, but...
That's real bad.
Actually, wait. Yeah, the aftertaste is terrible. Yeah,
I thought these were going to be more like those... You know those, like, black licorice candies that are clear? I thought it was going to taste like that. This tastes nothing like that.
I'd rather it taste like black licorice than what this tastes like.
This tastes like very bad Smirnoff Ice. It's like... It tastes like if you were to pour, like, weak vodka into Smirnoff Ice. Well, the good news is, here's a part of the show I did not tell Chris about, or the audience yet. I'm going to be chugging these at the beginning of every one of the segments this week's show. So, for the first segment, go ahead and segue us in with the first show you've been listening to while I chug this Zima.
The first show that was good for me, which I did not select, has to be... Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, excuse me while I kind of frantically look at my notes real quick. And as Pulver is fucking chugging that, and have...
Well, that was good timing. That was too quick. It's so cold.
Okay, so here's my good one. It was Anik and Florian, episode 111.
It's so bad. It tastes like a bad, like a tequila and lime drink or something.
Oh, so Desperados, which the Dutch love, and that's the shittiest drink I've ever had. Don't ever have a Desperado if you're in Europe. It's actually way worse than Zima or anything you can imagine. It's very bad.
Und ja.
Yeah. So, Anik and Florian, episode 111. with special guest Kevin Ioli from Yahoo Sports.
Oh yeah,
and,
Kevin Ioli.
And guest Tony
I like
Ferguson.
that you called him like a sandwich.
Oh, like
topping,
an aioli sauce?
yeah.
I think I said Ioli, but same thing. Yeah.
Ioli.
Ioli. So basically, Anik was discussing what dimension are we living in, which Conor McGregor can convince Floyd Mayweather to come out of retirement. Exactly, this is a fucking weird fight. Max Kellerman from ESPN claims Conor won't land a single punch. No shit, he's gonna claim that because he's
Brendan
won
Schaub has some shit to say
and yep,
about
Brendan
that.
Schaub is wagering $100,000 that Conor wins one round.
Yep. He
so
did an extensive podcast about it with Tony Jeffries and some other boxer that. Well, and they actually made a bet that Tony Jeffries thinks Conor gets finished in the first 12.
Yeah.
Which I fucking agree with.
I agree
but we'll get into all this a bit later.
Got to give Conor 1% chance to win. Blah blah blah. On 100 fights, sure. This was interesting. Anik was thinking. Oh no, I think this is. Kevin Ioli saying this. He was saying Mayweather is smart in going after someone like McGregor for win number 50, because why would you risk it against a Canelo rematch or against Triple G? No shit. He's 40 years old now, so...
That's true.
I mean, I still like his defensive prowess and probably his abilities to evade, but not against Triple G. No. Not if one of his shots land.
Nope.
Because I think he hits way harder than Canelo, even though Canelo hits fucking hard as well.
Oh, for sure.
And, of course, everyone who's box fan, that fight will be amazing. That's in September.
I'm so hyped.
Holy shit.
Boxing's
making a comeback.
Dude,
Would you
boxing
agree?
has been legit lately.
And I think,
that fucking Kovalev Ward fight was awesome.
What was the controversy in that?
The low shots.
Did he legit hit him in the ball?
I mean, they have their fucking belts up so high, I can't tell. It wasn't like Floyd Mayweather against what's his face when the dude straight fucking uppercutted him in the nuts, like not even going for the body. The one where fucking Floyd's whole team tried to start fucking throwing hands at people in the ring.
That's true. He says Conor will have a 15-pound weight advantage. They're saying, I guess, Mayweather doesn't really cut weight, even though they're kind of 154.
Boxers don't cut weight.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they'll cut maybe a couple pounds.
So they said Conor should be weighing 171, so the typical per usual thing. Kevin Iolu said, how many Hall of Famers has Floyd fought? He'll spin this fight as something that makes his record 50-0 seem more impressive than legends Rocky Marciano's record.
Oh,
I agree. He's 100% right in that.
But, by the way, Rocky boxed in the fucking 50s against white people. Let's also put that in consideration. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't all white people back then.
Yeah, but still.
He's no...
And yes, 40... And people, some people will agree he was 49-0 as a heavyweight, which is insane.
He's no Jack Dempsey or Jack Johnson, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Let's just put it that way.
No Joe Louis.
Yeah, that's right. Him too.
Ioli doesn't think age will affect Floyd in the early rounds because Floyd takes care of himself by not drinking alcohol or smoking any weed. Sure. I mean, I think someone with that much money wouldn't be doing that anyway.
I think that's just code for Conor does coke, and I don't want to say coke on your podcast.
Yeah.
Because, that's
exactly.
what we're all...
Yeah.
He does blow. He has... I've been saying this for,
how else is he going to focus? Adderall, he's above that.
He's just real manic, and fucking every picture taken of him partying looks like he's super coked to the gills.
Pretty
I've looked like that plenty of times, and that's what that is. That or worse. It's not better. It's not like, he's just out drinking. No, you don't get crazy face when you're drinking like that.
Kevin Ioli says he wants to see Conor versus El Kakui next after the Floyd. I think we all do. He says Dana and Conor both believe a return to MMA will happen, but this massive payday is also being factored in. The fact that how Conor's girlfriend Dee Devlin doesn't like him fighting at all and wants him to retire. Yeah. Especially since he's a dad now. He thinks Floyd will finish Conor against the ropes in later rounds. However, if the only way Conor wins is by catching him early, I think so. I mean, I don't see how else Conor would even win.
He's not yet. He's not going to outlast Floyd.
Yeah, so he'd have to catch him with fucking some left bullshit or something. Tony Ferguson, as far as what he's doing right now, he says he's staying active. He's training all the time. His weight is insane. I saw an Instagram post where he claimed to have been walking at 205. I don't buy that because cutting 50 pounds sounds nuts for a lightweight. But right now he
doesn't have a fight lined up though.
But right now he says his new walking around weight is 181.
I think he's
on a brand new diet.
Well, I think he wasn't on a diet because he knew he had no fight. After the Khabib fight, that dude was eating good. Like there were some Instagram posts after the Khabib fight of that dude eating good.
Lasagnas,
no, a bunch of Mexican food, I think. But that dude, he's huge for that weight class. He cuts the same amount Conor does, probably.
Yeah, and Chiesa's up there too. He's like 196.
Yeah,
I think.
Chiesa's a big guy. Boy. That's why gas is
I'll speed through this. My bad. He says Conor needs to be stripped of the title if he doesn't have an opponent lined up, like a GDR whole thing. Thing that happened. He says McGregor versus Ferguson is the only fight to make in a lightweight division. He says he thinks they're the two best lightweights. He says he would want to fight Khabib, but just can't rely on him. Yeah, which is fair too. Laughs when people like Ali Quinta call him out. Please beat someone in the top 5 first, you clown. He says...
To be fair, I was trying to get someone in the top 5 to fucking fight him. No one will.
Yeah, and he says Tony says he's going to be watching Chiesa versus Lee very tentatively because the fact that... he's also going to be on the desk for FS1 for the post-show, too. Yep. He's going to be on the desk. And he thinks the winner of this fight might be a potential fight for him if Khabib is not up or if McGregor's just off in the limelight.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I think especially someone like Chiesa wins, who's already pretty high ranked too.
And he's been the way he wins.
And he said I was supposed to fight that guy like 2 years ago anyway. He was talking about that too. So yeah, which is very true. And then lastly, Anik asked Tony, your jiu-jitsu coach Eddie Bravo once claimed that you trained nonstop for 6 hours straight, and he said it was something close to that. Yeah, so that was my definitely list. Not can't miss, but this is like my solid episode.
Yeah, the one you suggest people check out.
Yeah.
So my episode to catch, I actually have 2 this week, and it ties. I'll clarify why in my skip section. But first, I wanted to mention Heavy Hands. They had a fucking phenomenal episode. It was just really, really good. Let's see. Let me pull up my notes. Conor Rebush said that he's looking forward to not having to talk about Conor Floyd for a few months, which was fucking real solid. There was a lot of jokes about that. You know what he also said too?
We're paying to watch these two dudes talk shit about themselves or talk shit to each other and about themselves and promote themselves for 2 months before they even fight.
Yeah.
So that's really what your $100 down is if you're going to pay that too.
Yeah. Also in the whatever podcast he did with Zane Simon recently, he was joking. I think it was the Vivisection from last week. He made a lot of funny jokes about fucking Conor Floyd and about how they're not going to cover it and everyone should go fuck themselves for talking about it.
By the way, who are you going to be pulling for in the fight? Since of course we're all going to who do you want to win?
I don't even give a fuck about this fight. Here's what I'm excited about for this fight, Chris. I'm excited to be in a room full of people who don't understand how fucking bad this is going to be, just like Pacquiao Mayweather. Yeah. Like, that was one of my favorite things. We watched it at our buddy Trevor's house, Pacquiao Mayweather. And everyone was real upset that Mayweather was fighting like Mayweather, and they just kept screaming, "Why doesn't he punch him?" And got real mad the entire time. And I'm looking forward to an even more embarrassing version of that.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was Conor Rebush who said Conor's not a bad guy. He's helped people in Ireland. He helped same-sex marriage in Ireland's giving back community. You can't say the same thing about Mayweather.
Oh, for sure. Mayweather's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, he's a shit.
I love
him as a fighter. I love him as a fighter.
I don't really want any... Actually, I guess if I was a pick, I want... I would want Conor to win this fight apart from Conor fans. They fucking make me not want to root for Conor
fans
at all.
are annoying. I want Conor to win because it would be pure comedy. It'd be just so
it'd be bad.
It'd be hilarious.
But the internet's gonna be ruined for 6 months.
But it'd be funny as shit. That's what I wanted to. I like parody sometimes.
It's gonna be awful. It'll be the worst. Get ready for SNL to do Conor skits for 6 months.
That's
literally,
true.
It's the type of shit that's gonna be happening. It'll be fucking insane. God damn it. I'm hoping that's not the case. Let's see. So Pat Wyman explains also in that episode how that fight has nothing to do with combat sports.
Yep.
And the product is basically just everyone's take on the fight. That's the entire product.
Yeah.
Which is why I am not we're not going to talk about that fight really. We haven't been, because it's not... Calling it a fight is very generous. This is Vince McMahon style sports entertainment at its finest. This is a tough man competition.
Would you say it's fair? This is probably the week where it'll finally start dying down when they keep talking about.
Nope, it'll get worse because guaranteed they're gonna have their first press conference soon, and it's just gonna get worse from there. So, God. good luck with podcasts lately, guys. We're gonna hit a fucking desert of podcasts here shortly, where it's gonna be impossible to avoid that shit every week. So we're gonna do our best to not cover that stuff, and we'll get to some of this in my skip for the week. Let's see. Conor is also amazed, like I am. I should mention they also discussed the Singapore card that happened over the weekend, Fight Night 1000 or whatever it was. 111, I think.
111, I believe, yeah.
Something like that. Conor Rebush mentioned that he's amazed, just like I am, that people don't expect Holly to fight exactly like she does.
Yeah, what did they say? They said they may boo her game plan, but who gives a shit? She's a counter-striker neutralizer.
It's like everyone wants her to go and Ronda Rousey people, and it's like that. Have you ever seen her fight? She's done that. Well, now 3 times in her career. One was in an in a regional show fight. Maybe it was LFA or RFA
I think it was RFA.
Well, back whenever before it was LFA.
Fucking 5 years ago.
Yeah, before it was Legacy joined them. Speaking of which, Sage Northcutt's sister fighting tomorrow in Legacy.
That's right.
Colby Northcutt. Of course her name's Colby.
Speaking of Colby, did you hear what they had to say about Colby Covington's performance?
Yeah, he has insane wrestling, and outgrinding Kim is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They also had a great fucking story that I had never heard of Colby Covington back in Oregon getting in a bar fight and having a blood alcohol content well above 0.2.
Jesus.
Yeah. That sounds like some dudes we know. As a matter of fact, that is some dudes.
No, I know someone 100%.
Shouts out to Harley. Or maybe Lil Trevor. Actually, he was close a couple times. Let's see. They also talked about Colby. Oh, yeah. They talked about how they think Colby and Usman would be one of the two will be a future champ. Pat talked about, which I totally agree with. I've been really hyped on Usman for a while, and ever since Colby started working with Jorge's boxing coach down at ATT, at East ATT or whatever the fuck ATT version that
it's like Jorge's more at. Southern Florida.
Yeah, it's like Cuban ATT.
Yeah.
But yeah, his boxing has looked incredible. So I think that one of those that would be a dope fight to see is those two. But I wouldn't want him to kill off a contender like that.
Wait, are you saying him versus Jorge?
Usman.
Or Usman? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, I don't.
He'll never fight Jorge. They're like fucking homies,
and they shouldn't. Like they're so far apart. Like rankings wise and everything. Even if they were like right up there, I bet you.
Well, and it's looking like more and more too that Jorge's gonna be fighting Wonder Boy.
Right. And that's a fucking awesome fight. I think he's going to beat the shit out of Wonder Boy.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he just has way too well-rounded a game to deal with Wonder Boy's bullshit kicks. Let's see. Oh, so we should get back to heavy hands. Also, they did discuss Kovalev-Ward and how Ward just kept catching Kovalev the entire time. They did mention the low blows, but Conor said that he witnessed sort of like no Moss moment kind of from Sergey, where there was this one body shot to the solar plexus that Pat and Conor both talked about just was fucking debilitating and crushing looking. And it was just real upsetting. Let's see. They also talked a bit about future options for Andre Ward, like cruiser or heavyweight, which was fucking crazy. But Conor was like, I want to see him at heavyweight. I think it'd be fun. Just a fucking fun take, and I always love their podcast. Let's see. Well, I think they talked also a bit about Michael Chiesa and Kevin Lee, right?
I honestly think I listened to about like 2/3 of it.
So I think that last third was the KSL Lee card. Actually, they segued into that by saying Michael Chiesa loves his mom, Kevin Lee loves fancy shirts and hates buttons. It's a classic Conor Rebush line. So real excited about that one. As a matter of fact, that clip may very well end up in our show clips. I have not cut them together yet. I don't even know what they're going to be. At one point, it will be fucking a show that I'll mention later about someone, a comedian talking about fighting Tiffany Time Bomb. Fucking Teeb. Anyway, what was the other thing? Oh, they just mentioned out there excited for the UFC card. Sorry, not excited for the UFC card, but kind of excited for Bellator, even though it's kind of a shit show. They mentioned the weird demographic of Bellator's audience, which is a fucking funny point. Just that half of the people, there's been studies done that like half the people who watch Bellator just think they're watching the UFC.
That's hilariously sad.
Well, those are also the people who just call MMA UFC, though. So it's like,
yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of a push, but it's
like someone goes, I do MMA. Like, say I did like on a research. Oh,
right.
You're in the UFC, bro?
Right.
I wish.
Well, they're like leftover fucking Ultimate Fighter fans who it's like the same channel, so it must be the same thing.
When I had cable, I was watching on Spike all the time.
Yep. And then the only thing that I thought was hilarious was Conor Rebush had some hot takes on Germany and their love of rules, especially when it comes to movie theater seating and sitting at the seat number, like the specific seat number. Right. Also had some hot takes on crossing the street outside of crosswalks in Germany and how Germans hate to do it. Just a weird fucking take from Conor that is very Conor Rebush type of thing. But I thought it was just a fun fucking episode overall. And I'm actually going to get to my other episode you should catch in a minute when we get to our skips, because my skip is a swerve this week, son. So why don't we go ahead and have you go to what episode do you recommend people not catch this week?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the... Oh, no, because I recanted my stay. Last week I said it was Unfiltered, but then I agreed with you that it was pretty entertaining overall.
Right. This week it is Unfiltered?
No, it is for sure, 100%.
They had Phoenix Carnival on, right? Is it that one?
No. They had a cool new intro. Johnny Hendricks was our only scheduled guest, but the reason why I didn't like this episode is because he was like the last 10 minutes. So you have to listen to like fucking 80 minutes of them talking about the Holly Holm stuff and then talking about how they think Betch Correira could still win the title, that kind of thing.
What?
Blah, blah.
Who said...
Not Betch Correira, my brain just skipped. Holly Holm, yeah.
Who said that? Matt?
I think Matt, yeah.
Matt's so optimistic and nice.
Either way,
fucking, I can't believe people are talking about Holly fighting for a title when she's 1-3.
Then they were talking.
Now.
Matt was talking about how he likes to eat cookies again or something random.
Yep.
I don't know.
All checks out. Let me guess. Jim Norton called himself a creep at some point.
I think he's like, I'm a fucking creep. yeah, shit like that.
Checks out.
You know.
Matt called himself a meatball or something round.
Yeah, I'm round, Jimmy. Some shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
But either way, Johnny Hendricks was on for the last 10 minutes.
Speaking of round people.
Yeah, yep. He said it's refreshing not to have to cut to 170. Game plan for Tim Boach is different because he's a big burly guy who used to fight at heavyweight, and he says he's looking forward to that testing his skills against a such much larger fighter.
Tim Boach is huge compared to Johnny. But
Johnny says he's confident in his quickness and abilities to cut angles at 185 because of experience at 170. And I see it. I remember he has some pretty decently quick hands.
For sure.
He thinks Rockhold and Anderson Silva do it the best as far as their agility at the 185. Mm-hmm. He says he's definitely in favor of introducing a 165, 175, 195 division. I mean, I agree. Either way, might as well just do it.
But Big Boy probably would be...
see, he wants to have the In-N-Out again or whatever he likes to eat.
His steakhouse that no longer exists.
And he says he's excited for this fight the most in his career at this point because he just wants to fight for fun. I don't blame him. At least that'll get you motivated to keep fighting.
Yeah.
And to me, he seemed like a nice guy. But unfortunately...
He always does seem like... He seems like he'd be like a nice guy if you ever met him. He'd be like real cordial and shit. But he's not like real personality.
Yeah.
He's just very fucking Midwest nice guy, like dad.
Yeah, they said he is from Oklahoma. So that's he's going back home.
Super Midwest, yeah. That's classic Johnny Hendricks interview, it sounds like. I should mention before I get into the episode I recommend you should skip. I just got a fucking notification that Demetrius Johnson is playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on Twitch, and also evidently they released the custom games update for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So
I've seen a lot of gameplay.
Do custom games
I've never
now.
played it myself.
Me neither. But if you want to check out some sweet content, Giant Bomb or Waypoint. It's the Waypoint site, but I recommend bazinga.zone, which is one of their sweet URLs. Anyway, back on topic. My skip for this week is every fucking podcast that talked about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It's
everyone,
not worth anyone's time. We're not talking about it that much intentionally.
I'm kidding, yeah.
And it's just everyone has the same take. Brendan Schaub had a little bit of a cool take in that, like, hey, maybe
lasting around.
No, maybe wrestling or maybe the clinch game will be kind of interesting because Conor actually knows how to work underhooks.
Yeah.
That was the only interesting take. The rest of it was Brendan Schaub being like, He's gonna knock him out, bro. I don't even know why we're having this conversation. To fucking Tony Jeffries, a fucking Olympic boxer. It's upsetting. But yeah, exactly. But ironically enough, the podcast I recommend listening to instead of the skips is If I Did It. Unfortunately, the title is Mayweather versus McGregor is happening. So I'm a big old hypocrite.
Wait, is this your can't miss or your second?
No, this is my replacement for my skip episode because I don't actually have one example.
Yeah,
there's a billion examples. Yeah. Look at any MMA podcast that was put out this week. It's all fucking the same thing. It's all like, oh, MMA Heat put out a podcast about it. MMA Beat put out a podcast about it. Ariel talked about it. This guy talked about it. It's everybody's just covering the same shit. However, If I Did It had a fucking great episode. Their show, if you guys don't know, is they always say it's about solving the PR kerfuffles from the MMA world and beyond. Which is how Alexi always says it. Talk a lot about WME and Conor and the Floyd fight, which I just said you should skip any podcast that do that, but they of course have the correct take on it, which is that it's a shit show. And then don't discuss it much. They basically talk about why would you take the fight if you're Floyd. Holy shit! Eugene did say that he heard a crazy thing this week that he said he's going to discuss it more on Monday's Knuckle Up episode, which I recommend checking out. You can find it if you look up the MMA Nation podcast feed or the MMA Nation YouTube channel. He heard that. Do you know who? So WME IMG had a bunch of lenders that they got money from for the sale, right? For when they bought the UFC. There's a bunch of lenders that loaned them money for it. They were like investors.
Yeah, that's right.
Goldman Sachs is one of those investors.
Great.
And one of the people who pitched money to Goldman Sachs, Eugene says, is someone with the last name Lorenzo.
Oh.
I meant Fertitta. Why did I say Lorenzo?
Oh, yeah.
He actually said someone with the last name Fertitta. I don't know if it was technically Lorenzo, but
That's
it seems like it would be. Super interesting, because that means if they sell it back to him, he, like, not only is he still making money this entire time, but then he also will make money when they sell it back at a reduced fucking price. Or, worst case, if it does well, he still makes money. It's a fucking... Smart. So, definitely I would recommend catching that Knuckle Up episode on Monday, because I have a feeling Eugene's going to drop some crazy shit. And he has like a weird... He fucking just knows people. Like, he's just one of those guys that's like... He's like the Vincent D'Onofrio of fucking MMA.
Yeah,
he's just happens to be in the background for a lot of important shit, but never actually is like he's just like some dude in a band that like happens to be hanging out with people and trains a little bit.
Or it's like
and he's also 50.
Or his limited screen presence is like it captured. It's powerful as fuck.
Shouts out to Leonard Part 6, which he was in the trailer of. Wow. So literal screen presence and limited. Let's see. Kid Nate, or Kid Nate as they say, tells the story of how he fucked up his shoulder rollerblading because a guy took out him when he was trying to avoid a blind person and their guide. So some fucking dude was trying to avoid a blind person and just straight took out Nate and fucked up his shoulder. I thought it was a weird fucking story to tell on a podcast, but sure.
Well, he was rollerblading. He might have deserved it.
Yeah, well, he was on a date, and evidently they helped. They made sure not to knock over his wife, but just completely fucked Nate up.
Oh well.
It's like, well, I guess that's the way to go about it, to avoid a blind lady. But jeez. Eugene said Stipe is sounding misty as shit when he talked about taking a boxing fight. If you guys don't know, Eugene always refers to people as misty if they're in the Lost Battalion, which is basically, I believe he describes it as something along the lines of where you don't know your present state of being and you're just throwing words out to hear words.
Please don't tell me this is when the Conor fight got announced. Stipe's like, Anthony Joshua.
No, yeah, that's what they were talking about. He was just misty as shit about it. He also often refers to, Chris Weidman as the head of the Misty Battalion, or the Lost Battalion.
Yeah.
Just this fucking woodpile. Eugene S. Robinson is worth checking out, you guys. He's really fucking a weird character and a lot of fun. Alexi says Conor should take some advice from Bob Sapp or Chael Sonnen in this fight. He's referencing, of course, that Bob Sapp once said, "Why take extra punishment when I'm getting paid regardless?" Yeah. It's like, just fucking curl up and take an L, son. Like, just fucking take an L and take the easy way out. Get that million.
Get that 100 million.
Or that 100 mil, yeah. And then it gets super political towards the end. And they finish, actually, Eugene had brought up an interesting point talking about Jermaine Durand to me. Because he actually knows her team, and he was talking to him, and they said, like, he talked to him, and they're like, she's always wanted to be a cop, like, her entire life, she's wanted to be a cop. We talked about this before.
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
So, she has been told that she can't get time off till after September. And so he said that they told him, hey, well, yeah, we were using that whole cyborg bullshit just to buy time till September. And fucking UFC straight up stripped her. So it's like, that is pretty fucked. But like, hey man, if she really wants to be a cop that bad, like...
To be fair, after living in the Netherlands for a little bit, I wouldn't mind being a cop there too.
It seems like a pretty cush job. You're like, hey, you can't put your bike there, bro.
No, it's more like this. Oh, it's another guy who's on acid. This is easy.
Yeah.
You know?
You're like, alright buddy, get in the van, I'll drive you home.
Yeah, or like me, remember I told you that. I was blackout drunk in public, and you need to go home, sir. He's American, alright. We're not going to arrest him.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah, overall, I just recommend just kind of avoiding any podcasts that are, I mean, unless you really want to seek out Conor McGregor content, or unless you know the opinions of the guys who have the podcast already on that subject, like guys like Heavy Hands or Vivisection, like any of the Conor Rebush stuff, you're like, he's not gonna want to talk about it anyway, so he'll like mention it offhandedly as like a great joke, but a lot of that material is just gonna get so run into the ground here over the next
I'll say
weeks.
This is the only last time I want to talk about in depth about it, but this is my can't miss from this week.
Perfect segue.
Was 5 rounds with Brett Okamoto from ESPN.
Really?
His guest was Chael Sonnen.
It was an okay episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, it's alright.
I mean, I enjoyed it because Chael took the angle of...
Brett bugs me with this whole thing, though.
Yeah, I mean... Let's see. I get it when he says he thinks casual fans need to learn to stick around with the sport. That's very true. Because Chael mentioned, the Bellator card this weekend's great because it's purely for the fans. Rankings don't matter.
Yeah.
Casual fans need to learn to appreciate, where everyone's at in the division. Chael was saying the biggest draw to the sport ever is George St. Pierre, and he was never a stand and bang guy. Same with Brock Lesnar. That's a good point. Chael is very adamant in believing that the International Olympic Committee is the only thing keeping boxing alive as a sport. I disagree, and so did Brett. That's a good point, but it's like, come on, you could take boxing out of the Olympics, and of course it would still happen.
Yeah, and great fucking boxing fights have been happening this year.
I'll mention this briefly. They said, what else does Conor have to gain from the fight? Well, there's money, that's it.
That's what everyone gains from the fight, except for the fans.
Chael said he was an amateur boxer who had aspirations of being in the 2000 Olympic team. He says it surprises him how little people actually know about boxing and the aspects of the sport.
I agree with
that.
Like
when people
100%.
say Conor is bigger. I think this is why this one I can't miss, because out of all the podcasts that actually talked about the Conor versus Mayweather fight, he actually goes into detail with the nitty gritty of like the whole boxing aspect of it. That's what I appreciate. That's why I give it a good listen.
And Chael's been saying similar things on his podcast too, where he's like giving very defined reason why he thinks this is complete and utter bullshit.
Yeah, he mentions about the Conor's bigger argument is a piece of shit because Ali and Tyson never fought against someone that they were smaller than. Ali never weighed less than 198, and Tyson's probably less than 220 at least once, maybe when he's older, but maybe not. But he was just basically saying people will make ridiculous claims about fighter weight and size advantage because it makes them feel more confident in picking that fighter.
Well, and because I've learned this week that officially MMA fans think everyone is scared. Like, I saw a forum on the Underground this week that said boxing is scared. And I was like, fucking MMA fans think everyone is scared of everyone. It's official. They all think everyone's terrified of everyone. Because you just hear that all the time. They're like, oh, she's scared. He's scared. They don't want to... They're scared. You're like, fucking... I think they're just so scared. Most fans are just so scared of fighters that they just assume everyone's afraid of everyone.
Yeah.
Which is fucking adorable.
They mentioned something briefly about how great Scott Coker is as an embellisher. And how the relationship of the fighters with Bellator is way more stable than that with Dana White and the UFC. I agree 100%.
Scott Coker's I think I've only ever heard like maybe a handful of people ever say even a negative thing about Scott Coker, much less like actually shit talk him. Most of the time they'll be like, me and Scott didn't really get along, but it's mostly just because he was trying to do this and I was trying to do that or whatever. Like, no one really fucking hates Scott Coker.
This is one fight I totally forgot about, and now I'm extremely excited for it, is... I don't know what weight class he is, but prospect Aaron Pico of Bellator.
That's right.
Holy shit. Chael says this is probably...
Since he's out of
he said this is probably the greatest prospect of all time, in his opinion, in mixed martial arts, based on... He's only 20 years old. They said he's got a squeaky clean record. He's been at wildcard boxing since he's probably about like 8 or 9. He's been boxing his whole life.
Had some like weird like Sambo style matches. He's had a crazy extensive boxing record. Kickboxing.
He was a national Golden Gloves champion. He's like not regional. Like I think Stipe was regional, which is still impressive. Same with like Cody Garbrandt. They're regional champs. Yeah. But fucking
that's like
national,
Conor. It was like a regional under 16.
Yeah. But
Irish
like
champ.
National, holy fuck! I mean, that's you can't scoff at that. That's like amateur champ. We see right there, so...
Yeah, and it should be really interesting. He's fighting a super experienced dude, though. He's fighting a dude who's like 8-2 or some crazy record
he's
this weekend.
Yeah.
So it'll be very, very interesting to see that fight.
Then they went and said... Jermaine Durandamy, of course, Chael kept fucking butchering him. He's like, Dramamani Durandame or some shit. Yeah, and then Brett's like, Jermaine. He's like, oh, that was easy.
So later, actually in this week, he actually put out a new podcast, I think today when we're recording this.
Yeah, I listened to one a couple days ago. I think it was on Tuesday.
He put one out on the 22nd, and he even said specifically that Jermaine, he's been working on pronouncing her name. He still got it wrong, but he was closer. He was like, Jermaine Durandamy. You're like, you're closer. That's at least you're saying words now instead of just like German Durandamer.
Yeah,
like whatever the fuck he was saying before. It was
they're basically saying Jermaine should have just called out Nunes from the get go, not wanting to fight Cyborg's a head scratcher. Brett says, I won't be surprised if we never see her fight again. I don't think any of us will be surprised if she just retires.
Ooh, GDR?
GDR, yeah.
No, I think she fights again.
She fights again?
Yeah, I think it'll be against someone that no one cares about, though. Like, it'll be like KK's 135 or 115.
Sarah McMahon?
That's mean. Sarah McMahon's too high up in the rankings.
It'll be like, I have no idea what the rankings are.
It'll be like... I don't know. It'll be one of the European chicks that no one knows the name of.
Either way, Brett...
Maybe Lena Landsberg.
That makes sense. Isn't she a strawweight, though?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, no, she's a flyweight. But featherweight. She's a featherweight.
Oh, she is? Oh, okay.
But I think she's fought at 35 most of her career, like every flyweight or featherweight. I always fuck that up.
On this thing, Brett doesn't think Holly Holm is back because of the fact that she never was gone. She's always been the same fighter. I agree.
What? She's never been in.
Yeah. Well, he was just saying
before Ronda Rousey.
He was just saying she never left. Nothing. It was like not like she was ever in or gone or back. It's just she was just always been the same person. So her win against Betch was expected. Nothing about Holly Holm has ever changed, really. Chael says that. He said, just remember that Holly dominated Miesha Tate for 4 rounds until she got caught with
That's not true.
But that's not true. I wouldn't say dominated.
She won 3 out of 4 rounds until she got choked on Hodges.
Yeah.
Miesha won at least 2 of those.
Yeah. She won the final 2. Well, clearly the final 2.
She won that one where she held her down the entire fucking round, too, which was like the second or third.
Oh, no, it was the second round. That's right. Yeah. And then if Chael ends, he's like, oh, I think Demetrius Johnson needs to tread lightly because I have inside knowledge that Dana is very close to shutting down the division. Sure, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, he's been saying that.
He's probably right.
I think he said on his podcast, too, that he said if DJ doesn't fight in Seattle, he doesn't think we're ever going to see DJ fight a flyweight again in the UFC.
Oh, well.
Which I hope is not the case,
no,
but Chael rarely has actual takes that are based in fucking fact. So
that was my can't miss. How about you?
I'm doing another swerve. I have 2 can't miss this week.
How many podcasts do you listen to?
Oh, fucking way more than the ones I talk about on the show. Let me tell y'all. Maybe someday we'll start a Patreon for. If you pay $1, you can get my 8 fucking pages of show notes I do for all of these, which is just gonna make me sound like a stoner for most of it. Cause like, bro, dude talked about But I wanted to mention Press Row, which is Jordan Breen's podcast on SureDog, had an amazing episode with Mike Russell. Mike Russell is a guy who's been covering for a long time how fucked up. Well, I should say originally he was the guy who covered the WSOF craziness, the Ali Abdelaziz, and how the fuck a promoter and a manager are running, like how a manager and a promoter are the same person in the same organization. And that was like a story that he's one of these guys that sees these problems way ahead of time.
Yeah.
He's also been writing about how the Edmonton Commission is terrible for about 2 or 3 years now.
Edmonton is in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada?
Yes, as in the commission who sanctioned the Tim Hague fight.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who unfortunately passed away after his boxing match. It was an amazing episode. He goes through detail by detail of how the commission fucked up. There's this guy, I believe his name is, let me make sure, I believe it's Pat Reed, yep. He's the head of the commission. He has a super sketchy history. Repeatedly, he's been shown to be biased to hometown fighters in cases like Cole Miller was a great example. Cole Miller went, nope, not Cole Miller. Who's Ghetto Cole Miller?
Hick Diaz?
No, the guy who showed up wearing pockets in a UFC fight. He had like
no idea.
Shorts with pockets in them. He fought at Venator and he came in like 25 pounds overweight, like Miller did. Cody McKenzie.
Oh, that's him.
Cody McKenzie. Fucking wild man, Cody McKenzie. Cody McKenzie, of course, has had massive problems with the Edmonton Commission before, from a fight they did, where like it was a crazy headbutt situation. And Pat Reed was the commission head back then. He's just generally been shown to be incompetent overall and doesn't give a fuck about anything other than making money for the commission, which in turn makes money for him. Let's see. They cover also the fucking horrible referee that was the same referee in that fight who was the referee for the Kim Couture fight where she was unconscious. I don't remember if it was Kim or her opponent. I think it was Kim. They were unconscious for like a good minute or like that's too long. It was like a good 20 seconds after she was out. The choke was still on there, and he's just standing there watching it.
That's
it was a weird choke, to be fair to him. It was a triangle, but it was like a leg scissor triangle. It was a very fucking weird, like early WMMA kind of finish. But she choked her straight unconscious, and then he just stood there and kept watching it.
Ooh.
It was uncomfortable, but just a lot of hard facts that he brought during that entire thing. And it was just a great, he did a great job of lining out exactly how fucked up all this is. And he's saying, like, I've been sending all this shit to the governor or whatever, Canada's fucking
Prime Minister, someone,
whatever.
Or mayor of state, province. I don't
know. The fucking Queen of the Providence or whatever happens up in Canada. But yeah, it was a really, really good episode. Not a fun Happy Times episode, but it was just Jordan Breen shedding a light in a way he often does, like with guys like Kareem Zidane in a great journalist who's not getting any shine for all the fucking deep hard work he's been putting in on certain stories. And then my other can't miss for this week was MMA Roasted. They had Mark Kerr and Josh Barnett in studio. If you guys don't know, Mark Kerr, of course, fucking former UFC champion, former Pride champion, all-around bad motherfucker and giant wrestler. He was the guy who was featured in the incredible, if you're going to watch one MMA documentary, it's probably The Smashing Machine is the one you would watch, that or Choke.
Because the one I just watched that's on Netflix was The Hurt Business.
Oh, yeah, that's like,
That was just more about the effects of MMA to your body and your brain.
Yeah, it's a good documentary, but like the MMA documentary to watch is not The Hurt Business, is The Smashing Machine.
Okay.
It was like the first one that came out on HBO. It's all about Mark Kerr.
Ooh,
he just won the heavyweight title and is in the midst of insane drug addiction.
Ooh,
like shooting heroin and passing out on couches.
Yikes.
Fucking just slamming fucking crazy amounts of steroids and like opioids. It's fucking wild.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a crazy fucking documentary. Just like him shooting.
Is he still
up
alive
and
now?
shit. Yeah, he was on the episode for MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Because that's why you mentioned documentary.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, all I heard was documentary. This guy doing drugs. Like,
so
is he
they
dead?
actually recorded this episode in San Diego. So he's not only is he alive, he's in town.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. So Mark talks about he started out wrestling in Iowa with Militich. Just a ton of amazing old school MMA stories.
Militich was like
guys.
the original welterweight champ, right?
Yeah, I believe
maybe it was like the one of the first three. It was like him, Carlos Newton, and someone else, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember that name from.
No, you're right. It was the early days. It was Pat Militich is a beast, and he was the guy who ran the gym that like Tim Sylvia came out of, Robbie Lawler came out of,
right.
all those guys.
Oh, because
ton of killers. Jen Pulver, I believe, trained with Militich for a bit. Just a bunch of killers out in Iowa. Let's see. They talk. Where was I? Josh talks about the huge win he got over Randy Couture for the title. Josh Barnett also and Mark talk about their old wrestling matches they had against each other back in the day and like grappling and stuff. It was just fucking cool episodes. So many old school stories. They talk. Josh Barnett at one point says you can only get as strong as Mark Coleman. You can't really get stronger. You can just either get like just weirdly bigger or like longer, but you can't really get stronger. Just a lot of cool fucking stories. They describe. Josh talks about fighting people for free in gyms just for the experience back in the day.
Jesus.
Yeah, he describes it like an 80s sports movie type shit. It's fucking hilarious. Let's see. They tell stories of Kevin Randleman, like the time he got pistol whipped by an off-duty cop in Atlantic City.
Ouch.
Let's see. They say Kevin met Josh's parents for the first time, and he happened to drop his pants in front of Josh's mom because he wanted to show him the crazy scarring he had on his leg from Pedro Hizzo's leg kicks. Just like so many fucking weird old school stories that were amazing. They talk about Japanese fans being the most fanatical but so polite.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark Kerr also talks about having Asian women throw themselves at him in Japan, and they're extremely tight boxes. That's a direct quote.
That's fucking hilarious, too.
Yep.
That he would say it with no hesitation, too.
Absolutely. And then he tells a story about when he went to grapple in Abu Dhabi, he had like some weird fucked up skin condition that was like really fucking him up. Like his hair was falling out and shit.
That's
So they paid him $15,000 for his grappling match. He's like, that's the only one I can do though. I can't do anymore. And the Sheik or whoever is the main dude was like, hey, listen, you do another one, I'll give you $25,000.
Oh shit.
He's like, fuck, all right, I'll do one more. He's like, that's it though. That's the last one. And then he did that, and they're like, all right, I'll give you another $20,000 for another one. So he did that too. He's like, he walked home. He said he walked home with $95,000 in cash and no contract or anything. And he's like sitting there like, yo, how much were those dudes making on betting? They're paying me out that much just to keep fucking having me roll with people. Just wild stories, and there's a ton more than the ones I got to, but it was a fucking incredible episode. They talk about all the cool old school shit, and you could hear Adam Hunter just in the background like fucking loving it. So it was a really good episode.
It's fun.
I definitely recommend checking it out. Is there any others you wanted to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, MMA Hour. I only listen to one person.
See, actually, I haven't heard that yet.
I listened to Kevin Lee. I liked his a lot.
He's great.
He talked about how this weight camp, he was only cutting from 180 apparently. He says he usually weighs more than that, but I think he slimmed down. I think for this fight, he was saying. Mm-hmm. He says his main focus right now in the UFC is trying to promote positive images for kids by wearing flashy wear and attire. In his opinion, he thinks that, I mean, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, as Heavy Hand said, fancy shirts and no buttons, bro.
Yeah. He says his little brother, who's 16, is just now getting out of jail for Grand Theft Auto a couple years ago. No. He did it last year. His other friends that were with him did Grand Theft Auto got about 7 years in prison. He only got 1 year because Kevin said he bought his brother an amazing lawyer. So good job, big brother Kevin.
Nice.
He says he has another brother who's 20, because Kevin's, I think, about to turn 25, who just won his pro debut at TKO last week, which we were watching part of. I can't remember his brother's name. Kevin was saying Stitch was supposed to corner him this week and walk him out, but instead he's cornering Fedor the night before and Bellator, so maybe not. Kevin says he's a big fan of Chill Sonnen's You're Welcome podcast. Which
really?
Which funny. Yeah,
that's funny. That's super funny.
Yeah.
No wonder that dude stepped up his talking game then.
Yeah. Kevin, which I didn't know.
I wonder if he's a Joel fan.
I don't.
That's a great comment.
Probably not though, because he's probably selling their channel like and shut up, Joel.
Someone needs to tweet Kevin asking you if he's a Joel fan.
You already know Joel would be like, Kevin, you're not like channel, don't do it, or something just dumb, just like that. Kevin says he's been training at Floyd Mayweather's gym for years, and claims Floyd wants him to help him specifically prepare for McGregor.
He has been
because
training
of his
a
long
ton
reach.
with Floyd for a very
That is true.
long time.
Kevin Lee has a 77-inch reach.
I think he's
very long arms.
I think he's the only MMA fighter to be on the Floyd Money Mayweather team.
He is part of the money team.
Yeah, I think he is.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's right. Because you mentioned Floyd Mayweather, born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah.
Kevin Lee, born and raised in Detroit.
Yeah.
Kevin Lee fights out of Grand Rapids because he trains with Mayweather. Yep, it all makes sense. Okay. And what else makes sense? The trash talk, the flashy get-up. Yeah.
The fucking weird Migos clothes he wears everywhere.
Yeah.
Migos!
Good point. Then Ariel was talking about how do you perceive other fighters. He's like, what else is Amanda Nunes if she's not a Brazilian lesbian? And then Ariel's kind of like trying not to laugh, and he's like, that's like what she is. Like, he's like, she's a great champion, but she's a Brazilian lesbian. I don't know what. I don't even think he knew what he was trying to say.
No,
because then he was like,
thought it was funny to call her.
Then he was like, what else is Sage Northcutt if not just a white boy? What else am I if I'm just not black? So I don't know. He was going off on some weird little tangent.
I kind of like that.
It was kind of funny the way he was saying it. Ariel was kind of digging it. So that was just kind of all he had to say. He was basically about the whole you're talking about your mama jokes to Michael Chiesa. He said Chiesa's a little too sensitive. He said I never talk shit about his mom. I just said your mom will be there, dumbass.
Yeah, he literally. But Chiesa, if you guys don't know the story behind it, doesn't have has a stepdad, and his mom
his father passed away during the season of Tough that he competed on. Yeah. Now the season he ended up winning. By the way, he defeated Ali Quinta. For those who didn't watch that, that was a pretty decent fight. That was actually a good season.
Great season.
Anyways, Kevin was talking about that. He was saying that Cody McKenzie, who used to train pretty much his whole career.
Oh man, Cody McKenzie.
With Michael Chiesa says he now hates Michael Chiesa, so Cody McKenzie's not a fan.
Cody's a crazy person.
And now Cody trains with Kevin Lee and Floyd. So,
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he says they're really good friends.
Why is Cody McKenzie hanging out with
Apparently Kevin Lee is good training. That's it. They said he was his main training partner.
I can't imagine Cody is a helpful training partner.
They said because of his long arms, kind of like he has.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
And I remember that from Tough. All 99% of fucking Mackenzie's ones were a rear naked choke, which is the same as Chiesa.
Oh yeah, no,
he's tall too.
He's got the McKenzie team.
But he said coincidentally it worked out because I already trained with the guy, and he's been training with me, emulating.
That's interesting.
So that was another one I thought that was interesting. I'm a fan of Kevin Lee, and he acknowledges he has haters. Whatever, everyone's gonna have haters, and people who appreciate them, all that kind of shit. It's sports, so.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I totally agree. Let me see. Oh, I heard a little bit of truth about stuff with Mike Jackson again. Unfortunately, the fucking podcast episode cut off again about 20 minutes in. I don't know if it's his feed or the podcast catcher I use. I use Podcast Addict, I think is the name of it. Pod Addict or whatever it is on Android. It's fucking incredible, but it's a great app, but I've been having massive trouble with his feed, so I'm gonna have to do some research into that. He did have some fucking cool stuff to say though, from what I did catch. Had some cool, some really funny water park stories with his young daughters of them just constantly trying to drown themselves without knowing it, which I thought was pretty great. Oh, and he was super hyped that one of his daughters is fucking in love with barbecue. He's like, this hamburger's awesome. He's like, it's not a hamburger, and I'll smack you in your mouth if you say it's barbecue. It's just goofy stuff. I thought it was pretty funny. Let's see. Some other quick ones that I heard. JBS was pretty good. Talked a bit about the ACB promoter being a piece of shit. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
So the Absolute Berkut promoter, ACB.
That Russian promotion, right?
Yeah. He came out, of course, since he's friends with the Chechnyan dictator or whatever.
Oh.
He came out saying
or
Chechen yeah. He's the one, yeah, literally that one. He came out saying the devil is afraid of what happens in faggots' minds or something like that, and that's why he wasn't gonna. He turned down a Nike sponsorship because they support LGBTQ rights or whatever. And he
who is this piece of shit that's talking shit?
The head of ACB.
Yeah, fuck that guy. That guy's psycho.
Yeah. So fucking that bums me out because I love that promotion, but that dude's a giant piece of shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, real fucked up. Kareem Zidane has a great article on it if you're interested in looking into it. Let's see, my favorite fight had a good episode. I talked about him previously. That's the one run by David Golden. He has like an amateur fighters on, or not amateur, but like kind of like regional pros on to talk about their favorite fights. He had Journey Newson on to talk, who is by the way fighting for the 135 title in July for Cage Sport up in Washington. They talked about the Cruz Garbrandt fight, which was his favorite. And
good choice.
Journey actually trained with Garbrandt right before that fight.
Oh, wow.
He like just happened to be in town and stopped by Alpha Male and got a couple training sessions in. Went to like what's his face's Holdsworth's grappling yogi like session and a couple stuff. So that was kind of cool to hear. Just a nice guy, and they had some fun takes on that. Let's see. Fights Gone By, episode 42. Fucking Jack Slack, since it's episode 42, opened with a solid Hitchhiker's to the Guide to the Galaxy joke. Fucking very appropriate for his accent and the episode number.
Yeah.
Talked a lot about Floyd and how fucking stupid that fight is. He said one of my favorite things I've ever heard, which is so factual it's upsetting. He says if Bieber was fighting Conor or Floyd, it'd get even more biased.
Yeah, or like what DJ said.
It would.
Or like what Demetrius Johnson said 3 months ago. If you put the Cash Me Outside girl in the octagon, that'd be the most...
Same shit, yeah. Ronda Rousey versus Cash Me Outside girl.
I would pay to see that. That'd be comedy.
Oh,
well,
God.
it won't be legal because she's
underage.
She's a minor,
death.
but...
Let's see. He talks a bit about the Gotti fight, Floyd's history. He mentions that Floyd's favorite refs don't allow opponents to stay in the clinch, and Floyd essentially runs the NSAC. If you guys have seen any of the previous fucking TUEs he's gotten in the past for fucking for all kinds of shit. I believe he got a TUE for IV before from USADA.
I think I saw that.
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
Oh, 'cause that's why Pacquiao had complained after that fight. Like, oh, he got to use the IV. What the fuck?
I love that Jack Slack was shitting on the Conor Floyd stuff so bad. Yeah, he literally said the lead up is going to be unbearable. I believe his quote was, "What a load of wank. Watching the stupidest fight in history with the boys." Yeah. I was like, oh shit, Jack Slack dropping the boys references. He also mentioned that Holm vs. Correira, that was shit. Fucking, and he called the co-main and main event of the Bellator card Classic Coker, pulling in the lapsed MMA fans. Oh, also, he mentioned he is going to do, evidently he does like history episodes or like retrospective episodes.
Oh, I think he promoted that on Reddit one time. He had a link to like his segment or his subheading on Vice on his website.
Oh, that he probably did them for Fightland.
I think he analyzes this date and time, like maybe like Randy Couture beat this guy, for this title, or something like that.
Yeah, and he said next one he's going to do is Sakuraba and the 2000 Pride Grand Prix, which is fucking going to be incredible. So definitely keep an eye out for that. That'll be a lot of fun. You're welcome. Chael's in New York. He talks about Brendan Schaub's $100,000
That was the one that was
bet.
like 33 minutes, right? I think I listened to that.
Yeah, it was kind of generic.
He went with like boxing's the oldest sport in the world, or that or wrestling, right? Was that the one?
Yeah, I think so. The only other stuff I had the Outsiders podcast, which is, of course, Josh Gross and Jeff Sherwood. Talked a bit about Tim Hague. Talked a bit about the MMA JA, since Josh is, of course... actually, Josh is, I can tell you right now, the secretary of the MMA JA. Jeff asked him a bunch of questions about it. What's up?
That reminds me, co-main event, they talked about that. I listened to part 2 of their episode because they did a 2-parter.
That's right,
like,
big old 2-parter for Kobe.
They said, we recommend anyone who's aspiring journalist to just apply. So I'm just going to apply.
Yeah,
I'm going to fix up my social media, but then I'm going to apply. Just why not?
Absolutely do. And be sure to...
part of that association. Yeah,
throw the podcast on there, too.
Fuck yeah.
They say... Josh said on the episode, like, we understand that, like, MMA media embraces a lot of different kinds of forms of media, and we're trying to support all of it. So, really interesting. They mentioned Dan Stupp is the president, Ariel is the VP, Mark Ramundi is the treasurer, and folks in Dundas don't have titles other than badass Dundasso and motherfuckers. I might have added that second part. They just don't have titles. They're just helping out right now. Jeff asked a lot about, like, so does this mean they're going to work to get you media access so you can actually go to fucking shows again, Josh Gross? And, like, what about Loretta Hunt and all that stuff? And he's like, I'm hoping that's going to be on the docket eventually. But just interesting they talked about that, talked a bit about Matt Hughes. And then Jeff tells a story about a Lyft ride because, of course, he drives Uber and Lyft now.
Oh, yeah. I remember I listened to one time and they were like, "What the fuck do you do that?" And he's like, "Well,
yeah."
I mean...
He always tells stories, like crazy fucking stories. He tells about this passenger where they're like, it's 2 passengers and one's talking to the other, and he's like, "Fucking Conor's gonna murder Floyd. He's gonna knock him out, and it's gonna be embarrassing. No. He's so much bigger." And eventually they notice Jeff laughing in the front seat. He's like, "What are you laughing about?" He's like, Floyd's gonna murder Conor, and the guy tells Jeff Sherwood of Sherdog, "You don't know nothing about UFC." It's also the guy.
Alright, that's my reaction.
The guy the entire time also kept calling it UFC instead of MMA.
Wow.
Because Jeff at one point asked him about MMA, and he just noticed the guy just kept calling everything UFC.
Oh god.
Like, oh, it's such a good one. They also tell some pretty good Maurice Smith stories. And they tell some old Trump stories about when he was involved in MMA. Ben Funky Baddest Man had Jerry Millen sit in for Ben. Jerry says crazy shit like usual. He shits on Floyd Conor. He gave out the address of fucking an illegal streaming site and told people to do that instead of paying for it.
Oh, cool.
He's like, firstrowsports.eu, go check it out.
That, yeah, he just have ad block and virus protection.
He literally just name dropped it on the podcast like 3 times, telling people to go there instead. Yeah. It was fucking insane. And then he kept making fun of Morrow, which is pretty fucked up, and I wasn't a fan of. And then the only other thing I wanted to mention quickly is Punch Drunk Sports had Joey Diaz on, cocksuckers, for
Stars of Death, dog.
That's right. Joey keeps saying the phrase "Tip Top Magoo," and then at one point Joey talks about restaurants, and so Teeb suggested he should start up Tip Top Magoo restaurant reviews. Joey explains how he used to con Walmart out of cash by returning shit, which he literally would just walk into a Walmart, grab the most expensive thing, walk to the cash register, and be like, "I need to return this." And they would just give him cash because it was the 90s and there were no cameras or anything.
It's amazing.
Fucking, he said he would do it on triple runs. So, like, he would go, triple runs, if you guys don't know, it was this tour across the Midwest that, this terrible agent Tribble used to put people on, and it was just like you would stay in these fucking straight up drug motels, and shit. Like you'd get paid no money, and you basically would just do it for experience. Was like what everyone agreed to. So Joey would just literally go to Walmarts in every city and just like return shit that was in the store. Like he wouldn't even walk out of the store with it. He would just walk from where it was to the return area and be like, "I need to return this."
Oh my god!
And it has the tags on it and everything, and they would do it. It's fucking hilarious. They also talk about how so they've been talking for a while how Ari and Sam are gonna fight on Ellis Mania.
That makes a lot of sense.
In an MMA fight,
yeah.
If they get, like, I think 500 Patreons by that time, which is hilarious, because they've been talking about fighting forever, and Ari has done, like, I believe he calls himself a 12-year white belt at a 10th Planet, and Sam Tripoli can actually box a little bit, but has terrible cardio.
That's great.
So they've been trying to set up that fight, and they mentioned Teeb should fight a 115-pound UFC fighter.
Okay.
Sorry, female UFC fighter.
Oh, that makes sense.
The Teeb, if you guys don't know, is about a good 135, 140 pounds and real dainty, real pretty, and not. I can't imagine he does a lot more than covering up and trying not to die. So they were going through the records of people, trying to figure out who he should fight. And they finally decided on this 1 and 2 fighter who turned out to be Tiffany Time Bomb, the fucking 4-time Muay Thai champion. There's videos of her just chopping kicking trees, like fucking Thai style, where you're just literally slamming your shin into a
fucking destroying your shin.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. And T keeps going, trees don't fight back, I'll fuck her up. It's fucking incredible. So that is going to be our clip this week, because it's fucking insane, and it's just T losing his shit.
Yeah, it reminds me of Jackass when Ryan Dunn gets his ass kicked by the Muay Thai champion chick.
It's like that, but it's going to be way worse. She will literally murder T. It'd be bad. So I think that's going to be what we're going to segue into, unless you have any other shows you wanted to shout out.
Nope, that's it for me.
Perfect, so we will segue into that.
And of course, Chris will be chugging another Zima malt.
That's right.
As we segue in.
As soon as we get back, we will, when we get back, we'll talk about we'll talk about the UFC Singapore Fight Night 1111111 or whatever.
Something.
I don't know. We'll be back.
Fight Night something.
That's right. No, let's hear Tebow talk about how he's gonna totally not get beat up by Tiffany Time Bomb.
Did you hear the story that if we get to a certain number on our Patreon, 500 subscribers, Ari and I are going to fight at Ellis Mania? But a friend of ours made a suggestion that if we get to that, Jason should have to fight a female MMA fighter.
Well, I'm
Go all the way down. Go all the way down. What's
First of all, I'm very into this, and might I say, please never subscribe to our Patreon. If you are currently, please give up your subscription.
That's what I'm saying. There's no need for it. There's no need for senseless violence.
Yes, there is. Okay, there it is. Time Bomb. You should have to fight
Tiffany
Time
Bomb.
So
she's fought 3 times and lost 2.
She'll fight you.
She's only got 3 more fights than me.
1 win, 1 loss.
She's about to be 2 and 2.
Oh, one
about
just
to be
won
500.
a month ago.
She's about to be 500. I'll tell you that.
She's got a Bleacher Report article about her.
Oh God!
Look at her kicking that tree.
Oh,
Look at her kicking that tree.
That's her kicking a tree.
Oh my God!
Hey,
She's kicking a tree.
She's a 4-time Muay Thai champion.
Hey, Tiffany, trees don't kick back.
All right, everybody, we are back to recap the UFC 1111111 card with Holly Holm and Betch Correira, because fucking Fight Night has had 1,000,000,000 ones. There's been like 400 Fight Nights, even though there's only 111.
I think they started keeping track about a couple years ago.
No, because there was like
there
was Fight Nights, but like also there's like the UFC on Foxes.
Yeah,
and
they still do count those too.
And the UFC on like fucking whatever other
FX.
weird channel
They had on FX.
and FX,
Yeah.
and there was another one too.
I think Spike. Even before
Bellator. There's been like 8.
Before Bellator.
It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I shouldn't be talking. I should be chugging this sweet Zima.
Here, can I have another sip of that?
Have no
I need to see if it's
ices.
still as shitty as I thought it was.
No, it's terrible lemon awfulness. Or lemon lime awfulness. So we're actually
I regret that immediately.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm gonna get to chug it right now. Thanks. So we're gonna actually recap this card. I feel like we should. I was talking to Chris, and I want to start doing a recap from the top down on when we do recap. So why don't you go ahead and lead us in on? We should mention you originally had only seen the clip of the
everyone,
finish.
just for a disclaimer, I was oblivious. I didn't want to wake up at 5 to watch this card, so let's get out of the way.
Well, that's the main card.
Yes.
1:30 was the prelim.
See, so there's no way I was staying up. I had
was
work that
watching.
morning. What I was oblivious to the fact is I didn't realize this was a UFC Fight Pass card.
Yeah.
I was assuming, like most fight nights, that it was on FS1 or FX, something like that. So I had no fucking fucking clue that I could actually watch this for the weekend, so I didn't. So that's why the past 30 minutes right now, me and Chris was showing me some of these main fights. So let's start from the very top.
And while you do that, I am chugging a Zima in the background. Go ahead.
So the main event was Holly Holm, the former bantamweight champion, fighting back at bantamweight again, versus Betch Pitbull Correira. This fight, as we predicted last week, went exactly how we thought it would. I did mention a head kick possibility. That did happen. Yes, it did. Holly Holm wins by vicious head kick to basically the nose and top of the forehead to Betch Correira after she did her terrible Diaz brothers taunt that didn't go to any effect. And by the way, the first 2 rounds of this fight were fucking annoying and boring. It was them just not even point fighting, just basically just footwork and gauging each other's distance, and it was not a pleasure to watch.
Classic
anyway.
Holly Holm, really.
Yeah, and that did not look fun chugging that because your eyes seemed really red, and that looked like a chore.
It was real rough. I should mention, I don't know why I chugged the cold one when I have a warm one sitting next to me. That was a super mistake. So now I get to sip the warm one after chugging the fucking one that gave me a brain freeze.
Well, how many do you have left? Did I just switch it up?
You're right, we should switch it out.
Just switch it up.
I will do that. Holly Holm Betch Correira. Chris, you mentioned that you had originally just seen the finish, which everyone just saw the finish.
How satisfying was that? God damn it.
Oh, super. It's always satisfying. It's exactly as satisfying as, like, when someone taunts and then gets the finish. It's satisfying
like
either way.
Like that one asshole who's, like, super tattooed up, kept, like, dancing around like this, and the guy did that reaching fucking head kick.
Or, like, the Michael Venom Page knockouts that he's had a couple of, where he's, like, fucking dancing and knocking dudes out. He's had a couple of those. Like, there's been a couple cool ones. Diaz, of course. Nick specifically has had a lot of those. Nate in the pointing Michael Johnson win was fucking one of my favorites. Where you just kept hitting him in the face.
Or even when he's off his back, just
it.
pointing at him, laughing like you can't do shit.
It's the funniest shit. But yeah, Betch is the biggest heel in MMA as far as I'm concerned. And Holly Holm just Holly Holmed her way through it.
What do you think is next for Holly Holm?
Something that they shouldn't put her in.
Yeah.
They're gonna put her against, like, you know what they should do? Raquel Pennington #2.
That'd be fun.
Because that fight Raquel won, I still am saying, motherfuckers, it's at least a tie. That fucking last round was a 10-8 like a motherfucker. If you're calling either of the first 2 rounds a 10-9 for Holly, that third round should be a 10-8 for Rocky, because it was the biggest moments in the fight. She fucking bombed on her. She rushed her. She did all of the biggest action in that entire fight. It was Holly avoiding any kind of engagement. Yeah. And I honestly think Rocky deserves that fight back.
So that makes sense to me.
But
it might happen. I don't know.
They're for sure not gonna do that though. They're gonna give her like fucking Paige Van Sant.
Well, not really.
Oh, I'm aware.
So Paige ain't cutting weight then for this fight?
I don't know. Maybe they'll just like try to fatten Paige up. I don't know. They want to give Holly a softball somewhere. Maybe GDR rematch. GDR is back at 135.
I can actually see that.
I mean, that's actually a fair fight. I would take that.
Yeah.
That's a rematch that should happen anyway. I don't know why I'm calling for Holly Holm rematches, but
I don't know. But anyways, Marcin Tybura gets the win to unanimous decision over Andrei Arlovski. We both said this as well. I think we said he would finish Arlovski. Probably. But
yeah, I was worried.
Arlovski had been knocked out like 3 fights in a row.
Yeah, I was worried about Arlovski.
So good on Arlovski surviving.
Big shots.
He did have some flashes in there.
He mostly got gassed.
But yeah.
And
it was at the end of the round when he kind of pieced up Tybura against the fence.
Yeah, he had a couple moments where he was throwing fucking heat and Tybura almost didn't make it.
Either way, I think there's a rebound victory for Tybura. I believe he had lost his last fight. What do you think? I'm probably wrong.
Actually, let me double check.
What do you think is next for Andrei Arlovski?
Whatever he wants, man. I'm not. I've decided.
To Bellator.
I've decided I
don't know what his contract situation is.
I
was totally wrong on Tybura. No disrespect to him. This is third win in a row.
It was the Timothy Johnson loss you were thinking of back in April
Bronson
of last year. I've officially decided I'm no longer telling people they should retire. I'm just fucking tired of being that dude. So I am from now on just saying whether or not I want to watch them fight anymore. Like Gomi, don't want to watch you fight anymore, bro. No. You can fight, I just don't want to watch it anymore. Arlovsky's right on that bubble, man. Like, it depends on who they put him against. If they put him against...
Do Travis Brown again.
Nah. I want someone way lower in the rankings. I don't know. If Arlovsky wants to fight, I would watch him fight again as long as it wasn't a top ranked dude. I will watch it regardless, but I don't want to, like, because I watch everything. But yeah, I hope that he gets someone in outside of the top 15. Like, that's who he should be fighting right now. If he wants to fight, and he should get a good 6 months to a year off. 6 months. He needs it. Like, I would like to see him again next year. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I say a year from now. Fuck it. Summer.
Yeah, like, if he wants to take a fight against someone outside of the top 15 next year, into it. I'll see that.
Yeah.
Colby Covington, Dong Hyun Kim.
I think we both agree is probably the most impressive fighter on the card. Would you say as far as how much he's grown? Or his potential, possibly?
I don't know if I would say most impressive, because I was super impressed by some of the dudes in the early in the card, but for a couple different reasons. But I would say this was Colby Covington proving what the feeling that I had for him. Like, I believe we both picked him.
We both did, yes.
Yeah, going into this fight, which I believe a lot of people were surprised Dong Hyun Kim was the underdog in this fight. And I was not at all. I just felt like wrestling beats judo most times. Yeah. Joe Warren and Ben Askren will tell you always. And it's just one of those things where Dong Hyun Kim's super, super good, but also not nearly as active as Colby, not nearly working as much wrestling and striking as Colby.
And like we were saying before, people didn't pay attention to the striking. Colby's piecing him up on the feet, man. That was
impressive. People slept on how much Colby has been working with Masvidal and his coaches.
Yep.
Like, Colby had some moments in this fight. He hit a fucking spinning back fist on Dong Hyun Kim, which is Dong Hyun Kim's move. Or spinning back elbow, I should say, rather. He fucking cracked Dong Hyun Kim with a couple bombs in that fight. Like, he had him rocked a couple times, apart from just constantly out-grappling him and out-wrestling him. I thought it was a super dominant performance. I loved all the ultra cheesy, ironically enough, since his name does sound like a cheese. Well, he had the ultra cheesy promo at the end. I fucking loved it. I thought it was great. And, I can't wait to see more of that kid. He's fucking on fire. Him and RDA is the fight.
Please do Colby Covington versus Mike Perry. That'd be fun.
Mike Perry. Yeah, either of those.
Yeah. Speaking of debuts, and still sticking to welterweight
RDA,
yeah. RDA. What'd you think of his fight against grizzled veteran Terry
Perfect performance from him.
I liked his speed, and I liked his clinch work.
Absolutely. Dude, his clinch work was key in this fight. You could tell,
especially being the smaller guy.
All the years at fucking Kings, he would get that. He would get the over-under, like, Muay Thai clinch, but he would, like, clamp it down and just constantly be able to spin Saffiedine off the fence with it, and it was super impressive. He also just basically put the pressure on Saffiedine enough in the first round to where Saffiedine kind of gassed. Like, it seemed like he didn't really have a lot of steam on anything after that first round. I mean, the first couple, like, minute or so after that he would each round, but not much after that. And I was just impressed by Javier Dos Anjos being able to, despite being outsized pretty clearly in this fight, constantly being able to get the right position to turn.
Yeah, and his sprawls are really impressive.
His sprawls have always been impressive. Ever since that Khabib fight, that dude has had
Pettis fight, especially.
Yeah,
Pettis'
Khabib
background.
Well, I mean, ever since that Khabib fight.
Yes,
that was the one where he got wrestle fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since then, he's been a monster at takedown defense. Like, he's just constantly been working it, and it shows, man. That guy's a beast, and not cutting the weight, he looks so much better, man. His cardio was 10 times better than it was a lightweight, I would argue. Like, you never saw a third round out of RDA that looked that energetic as he did in that fight, so I was pretty hyped on it. Speaking of people I can't watch fight anymore, I'm sorry, talking to Origami. I fucking love you to death.
Yeah, remember I told you
Your
I didn't even know
fucking
he's
Diaz
still
fight
even
was
around?
amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, he is one half of my favorite fight of all time. That fucking Gomi Diaz fight is my favorite fight of all
The
time.
first or second one? Didn't they fight twice?
I don't think so.
Maybe it's just once.
The time where Gogo plotted him in Vegas when Diaz was so high it got a no contest.
No, dude, they fought. I think they fought first in Japan.
No,
Isn't there two fights?
it was Pride in Vegas.
Or Pride was in Vegas. That's why I was confused.
Yeah. Because that's right. He fought Nate Diaz. Jesus, I forgot about that.
There's a no contest, so it's because he's high.
Oh yeah, there it is. Nick Diaz, Pride 33, second coming.
Oh, you're right.
Overturned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission because Diaz tested higher for weed than they had ever seen, if I remember right. And if you watch that fight, he was high as shit during that fight. For real. Diaz said he was smoking joints and blunts the entire way out to Vegas. And just tested super positive. Also, there's rumors that he was smoking joints in the locker room before the fight. Still go applauded a motherfucker after getting in a wild brawl. Greatest fight of all time. Love talking to Origami. Can't watch him fight anymore after this John Tuck fight, man.
Yeah, that's bad.
It was 2 front kicks, and thank Christ John Tuck took him down and submitted him. So I didn't want to watch another fucking Sakuraba in Ryzen style ground and pound session. I can't do that shit anymore, man. It bums me out. Like that shit kind of makes for a bad night when you have dudes just that far past their prime getting bombed on it from ground and pound specifically.
It's just a little unsettling now to the point of like.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I like Gomi. I would love to see him compete in submission only tournaments. I think that would be super
That'd be cool.
Like Chael Sonnen should hit that dude up and be like, "Hey, we have a submission only tournament. We'll put you against like fucking I don't know, Jens Pulver or somebody weird like somebody he has a history with, or like maybe like." Not a Diaz brother, but somebody that he had a history with back in the day. Like, did he fight Sean Shirk? Maybe like a Sean Shirk type, something like that. I think that'd be fun. But it's hard to watch him fight anymore. Speaking of horrific ground and pound,
oh my,
Wall Harris, Cyril Asker, good googly moogly.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. This big ticket here looked real good.
He got clipped hard early.
He did.
He recovered well, and then he clipped Cyril Asker once and off the knocked him. I believe he knocked him down, right? Or was it off a scramble that he got him down?
I think it was off a scramble.
I think he clipped him and then clinched him up and tripped him up and just fucking killed him on the ground. He kept throwing these awful, awful elbows on the ground. Chris, back me up. How bad were the sounds coming off of those fucking things?
They were thundering. They were cracking.
They were terrible.
Dude, once you hear that audibly, that's not good.
That's one of those. Yeah, that's one of those sounds where immediately you're like, oh no, oh no, nobody wants that. Real upsetting and. Yeah, man. Wall Harris put a statement on that. The heavyweight division needs contender desperately, and I think Wall Harris is easily putting himself in the discussion for at least earning himself a ranking in that division, just off that performance. Because goddamn,
yeah.
Alex Caceres and Rolando D.
Yeah, we kept saying D-Die.
We kept saying D-Die because, I mean, I always just wait for Anik to tell me how to pronounce it. Because Anik does the most research of all time.
Yeah, because he has the actual phonetics in front of him, too.
Well, yeah, because he can listen to the audio files, like of them saying their own name.
Yeah.
Him and TJ both. So why don't you break down Alex Caceres and Rolando D real quick while I swap the Zima out.
Yeah, Alex Caceres, Bruce Lee, right from if you watch him in what season was it of The Ultimate Fighter? I think it was
live season, what?
I think it was like season 8.
That was the Rousey season, right?
No, it was the one with Michael. One? Oh, it was George St. Pierre and Josh Cachet.
You're right.
I think it was like season 11 or 12.
Yeah, you're better at remembering that than me.
Yeah, because I remember Michael Johnson was on Team GSP. I remember they had Mike Tyson come in, and Michael Johnson was like, oh, yeah, cool. You know, and Michael Johnson hated Alex because they hated each other, and they ended up fighting, and it was actually a really great fight on Tough. I remember that. Anyways, Alex Kurz looked the same as you remembered him. Still that same rangy, kind of just back spinning kick stuff.
But much improved, though.
Yeah. I know Rolando D.
Much sharper.
I know Rolando D made his debut, but he impressed me too, especially with his scrambles, his transitions. He got Alex Kurz back for a second, tried to backpack him Damian Maia style. That impressed me.
Yeah.
Either way, though, Caceres, I guess you say he cruised. He was cruising for a bit, as far as just piecing him up.
I feel like he just was consistently able to land just either big enough shots to back off Rolando D or win all the scramble exchanges, and just kind of bring the heat to him the entire time. Fun fight though, and unfortunately Rolando D got caught with that whatever. I think it was just a grazing punch that scratched his eye, but it basically fucked that fight after that.
He couldn't even open his fucking eye.
I think it was the second round when it happened. Like really early in the second. It could have been the end of the first, actually. One of the two. But, yeah, it was a fun, scrappy fight. Alex Caceres was basically just pressing him the whole time and landing pretty big shots. Got a couple fun scrambles in, and then Rolando D just got that, scratched his eye real bad, and then would just throw heat in air the entire rest of the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of a bummer, but still impressive nonetheless.
Definitely expect to see Rolando D back, though, in that featherweight division.
For sure. Speaking of impressive, Yuta Saki and Justin Scoggins.
Talk about comeback.
Dude, well, and also talk about Justin Scoggins doing Justin Scoggins kinds of things.
Yeah, I remember someone on Reddit. Someone mentioned on Reddit that he's like that one fighter, just that perennial. I'm kicking your ass for 2 to 3 rounds, but then I choke.
Darren Elkins style. Like I like both those guys a lot. They do great until they don't do great, and it's a bummer. And it feels like it's not always their fault either. Like sometimes shit happens in MMA, and they have styles where just crazy shit happens sometimes. Yuta Saki was losing 99% of that fight. Up until one scramble where Justin Scoggins gave his back up.
Yep.
And that shit was basically a wrap after that. Yuta Saki had a bunch of awkward scrambles. It was like a weird leg sweep.
He got the body triangle hooks in too.
Yeah, once he got the back and got the body triangle in, that shit was a wrap. He put it across the jaw, and Justin Scoggins had no choice.
That there it is right there. You see the little thing right there, yeah.
Yep. Super, super deep. And then, speaking of weird, scrappy fights...
Jangalang Lee versus President Camacho.
That's right. I'm a big Jangalang fan, as I've been saying, versus Frank Camacho. Frank Camacho fucking brought the heat in this fight. That
he had his inner Robbie Lawler. Just that feral mindset.
For real.
Just adrenaline, just like, yeah.
No, he screamed out loud while bleeding multiple times in this fight. Robbie Lawler style. It was fucking awesome. He came forward, he banged Jangalang with a right
I remember
hand.
you mentioned to me you were impressed with Jangalang's jaw, or not jaw, his chin.
His chin, yeah. Well, so the problem is Jangalang keeps his lead hand low, Camacho came in as they both swung. Camacho came in with a really sharp, straight right hand, and it literally sent Jangalang stumbling completely 90 degrees to the right. And then as he was like recovering, it was just a wild swarm, and Camacho just kind of kept that weird, crazy pressure the entire fight, which worked out well for like the round that it lasted. And I feel like he probably stole that first round pretty easily. Jangalang had some moments, and he caught him because there's just a button on Jangalang where if you hit the button, it's like, oh, it's go time. And you just, like Takanori Gomi style, we're just fucking throwing fastballs at each other via fists. But it was a fun, scrappy fight, but pretty fucking wild and back and forth. And then Jangalang was just able to out-cardio Frank Camacho towards the end, and the leg kicks ruined that dude. He got fucking chewed up by the leg kicks, so super impressive.
You got
let's
Russell
see.
Doan versus your favorite name, Kwan Ho Kwok.
Yep, Kwan Ho Kwok and Russell Doan. This is a pretty fucking short fight. Kwan Ho Kwok basically... Kwan Ho Kwok looked real good up until Russell Doan was able to pressure him against the fence.
Yeah.
And Russell Doan just unleashed a flurry, threw a high kick that half connected, and then threw some more flurries and caught him with a super hard straight punch that just fucking buckled him, and then followed with fury afterwards. Got the finish. Kwan Ho Kwok looked good early. I was impressed with his early performance. I think I could probably be a case of UFC jitters almost, just in the way that it seems like he kind of just got overwhelmed a little bit. But I would definitely like to see him back. But impressive performance from Russell Doan. And is that the third Hawaiian in a row to get a win in the UFC?
Yes, it is.
I think the Hawaiians are 3-3 in the last three fights they've had.
Just
I'm
not,
missing
just,
anybody.
just not Louis Smoka.
But that wasn't the last three fights, right?
Well, he lost his last two or three.
No, but I'm saying the last three fights.
Oh, the last three of Hawaiians in a row?
UFC,
Yeah, of course. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say as far as Hawaiian fighters that three belts. Yeah.
I was just trying to figure it out because
Yeah.
I've seen a couple win in a row. Yeah. Speaking of nasty fights, Naoki Inoue and
versus Carl's Jr.
Inoue was a fucking beast on the ground.
Is he related to Ensign Inoue?
No, he's related to Mizuki Inoue, the Invicta the WMMA fighter, female.
Oh, okay.
She's a beast, and so is he. Yeah. He fucking crushed this fight on the ground. Let me pull up my notes, but he fucking absolutely ran through Carlos John Thomas. It was a little back and forth, but Inoue just had such a nasty ground game. He had super impressive transitions to the back constantly in this fight. Thomas started to slow down also a bunch late in the second round. And then Inoue did eat some nasty elbows in the third before he got the back again, and he started going for an arm bar. It was just, he constantly had amazing scrambles to get the back and was just throwing heat from there. It was a super impressive performance. And then Lucy Pudilova, took on Ji Yoon Kim. Fun fight. Ji Yoon Kim fucking came out to brawl. That was a close ass fight.
That was the fight I said that I feel it, gut instinct. I felt it in my plums that Kim would win.
In my plums.
Yeah. But my plums failed me this time. Because you picked the most logical pick and she won.
Yeah.
You said it was pretty.
It was really close. Yeah.
Okay.
They beat the shit out of each other. They both just came to fight. Lucy Pudilova, actually, I feel like Ji Yoon Kim won a lot of exchanges. She definitely took a round off her, as far as I'm concerned. I think she won I believe it was the first round. But Lucy Pudilova kind of showed her experience and was able to constantly win the grappling exchanges against the cage and kind of just get the overall decision. But I thought it was an impressive performance overall. But nothing that super stood out to me. It was not like what's her face that fought last weekend out of South Korea. That's a fucking crazy person that I liked. Chan Mi Jung.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's her name. She's fucking awesome. I'm excited to see her again. But I did like Ji Yoon Kim. I thought she was impressive, but not quite in the same style. Overall, not a bad card considering everyone's record and considering how many finishes there were. I mean, there's a lot of finishes on this card.
Yeah, I feel like usually it's half and half, but this is pretty overwhelming.
And the decisions were fucking fun decisions. Like Colby Covington, everyone's shitting on that fight. I love that fight. I don't know why.
Because you don't like wrestling.
Yeah, if you hate that fight, you just hate grappling. Is all that means. Like, yo, bro, why didn't you just punch more? Just wave forward and get head kicked like bitch. Yeah.
Wrestling's not a real martial art.
It was a fun card. I wish it wasn't timed so terribly. Yeah. I think the way I originally watched this is I watched through the Alex Caceres fight on Fight Pass, and then I passed the fuck out and watched the rest of it the next morning. So I was up to 3 a.m. editing our podcast, making sure we got it out.
And thank you for that, Jesus.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I was drinking too, so.
Well, that helps.
It's hey, I'll stay up, I'll drink, I'll watch some fights, I'll make sure we get it posted on YouTube, which always takes 3 hours longer than it should for YouTube. Fucking thanks, YouTube. But yeah, overall, pretty fun card. We are next going to quickly get into our breakdown of UFC. I don't know what the fuck this is called.
We'll do Bellator PPV.
Oh shit, Bellator! I forgot.
That is on Saturday, and UFC Oklahoma City is on Sunday.
That's right. So we're gonna break down Bellator 180, the important fights that I actually know the names of people.
I will do my best not to draw out anything longer than it should be. Get quick to the fucking point.
Yeah, we'll do what we do.
We'll work with it.
But we do. So we're gonna cover Bellator 180, which is the TV portion, the Bellator pay-per-view, which we'll actually talk about how we're maybe gonna go see that somewhere cool. So we'll maybe talk about that, and then we'll talk about the UFC card on Sunday, which is UFC Fight Night 112-110-101.
Fight Night Oklahoma City.
Fight UFC OKC as the hashtag tells me.
Sure.
Why did I say Key? Chiesa versus Lee. So we'll be right back with that here in a second, and I will have to chug another goddamn sooner.
And I was just listening. I don't. When customers are talking, I just let them talk. I don't add my 2 cents in. So I was just kind of laughing and smiling at the things he said. And then finally he noticed, he's like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "Well, you know Mayweather's going to win, right? Like, are you just a MMA fan? You know, Mayweather's going to win." And basically, in the end, we talked about it a little bit. He said Conor is way too big. He hits way too hard, blah, blah, blah. I went back and forth with him just a little bit. And then the bottom line, in the end, he basically called me dumb and said, "I know nothing about UFC." So when I referred to MMA in the beginning, he probably had no idea what I was talking about, because he referred to everything as UFC. I had no idea. I know nothing about UFC.
You know nothing about the UFC, Jeff. Nothing.
All right, we are back. Part 3. We are going to be breaking down the Bellator 180 card, the Bellator pay-per-view card, and the UFC Fight Night 112 Chandler vs. Chiesa. Nope, not Chandler vs. Chiesa. Sorry, Chiesa vs. Lee.
That would probably still be an okay fight for a couple minutes. But
yeah. I should mention we are not breaking down the entire Bellator card. I'm only breaking down the names of people I know.
Yeah, no disrespect, but there's a lot of blank portraits here on Sherdog.
Well, and I just don't know. I don't know nearly enough about most of these dudes to even have any kind of take. You know what? We're not even going to take a look at I was going to mention the Ryan Couture-Haim Ghazali fight. I only know Ryan Couture, and he's real nice to me on Twitter a couple times. So I'm going to just go Ryan Couture blindly, and that's my pick.
I agree.
So we will go up to the James Gallagher
We're gonna go up there,
Chenzo Machida fight, because I am very excited about this one.
This guy's Machida's brother, right?
Wait, yes, he is Machida's older brother. It should be noted,
because I saw on Bellator's Instagram it showed him drinking piss and saying "Happy Fight Day."
Classic Machida. It should be noted he is his older brother, and he is on a 4-fight winning streak, 2 in RFA and 2 in Bellator. Last fight being in January of this year. James Gallagher, the Strabanimal. I don't know what that means.
God damn it, that's...
where is he fighting out of, Chris?
Ireland, you folk!
Do you see what gym?
Oh, great. No wonder why I've heard so much stuff about this asshole.
Does this make way more sense all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, he's, I would argue, I'm more hyped on him than Conor, because he actually has a ground game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and break what you think, how you think this is going to go down, and while I chug this fucking Zima again for the last goddamn time, I swear to God, in my life.
I know nothing about Chenzo Machida, the fact that he's the older brother of Lyoto. Since that's a thing, I'm assuming his BJJ is good. I'm assuming his karate's really good. He's probably a distance fighter. He's just going to use his footwork and probably just little side kicks to his advantage to keep the distance, and I feel like he's going to probably try to get Gallagher against the fence and probably go for some not clinch stuff, but I guess just try to I don't even know. Because I mean, I haven't seen Leo fight in a while. James Gallagher, since he's at SBG Ireland, the fact that his ground game is
if you don't like burping, you're gonna hate this episode.
Yeah, the fact that Gallagher's ground game is very helpful as far as how he's
super impressive. But he's probably a black belt if he's a Machida.
Yeah.
I don't know his actual belt.
I don't know how Gallagher. I don't know Gallagher's striking at all. I'm assuming he's okay at boxing.
He's good. Yeah, he's not amazing. I mean, if you look at he's winning by subs, but he is getting into exchanges and then getting the takedown and getting the sub.
Wow, Chinzo's 40 years old. Oh shit.
Chinzo's the older brother.
Yeah, I didn't know he was that old already.
And smaller.
Yeah. This is featherweight. Holy shit!
And this is the first of many brothers to fight on this card, or people who have a similar sounding name of someone who people would want to watch. Scott Coker doing classic Scott Coker things.
Yeah, you know what? I was going this.
Actually, this is the second. I think I'm
gonna go with James Gallagher, the young blood, versus Chinzo, because I've never seen any of them fight. I don't fucking know.
I am with you on that. I don't have any facts to back this up. I should be going with Chinzo. I'm gonna go with Chinzo.
Chinzo, yeah.
I don't know enough about. I haven't seen Gallagher fight enough. I've seen Chinzo put away a couple people. Saw the Ocampo fight, and I saw the Navarro fight. I think that I don't know. I haven't seen enough of James Gallagher. I could be super wrong, but Machida's are real fucking crafty, and I could see that being some trouble for him.
Yeah.
I really, honestly, couldn't. I don't really know. Neiman Gracie, I should also mention, is probably someone to keep an eye on. I don't know nearly enough about him to give any kind of quantitative take on it. Also, Heather Hardy is someone people are real high on. I think it's just because she's pretty. I'm pretty positive, ironically enough. But I do think she's basically someone everyone's real high on. I think she's a boxer.
No, I think she was a professional boxer for the longest time.
She is. She was with Lou Giordano, I believe.
Oh, I recognize that name.
I believe he's a boxer, unless I'm fucking the names up. Because he just did an interview with somebody explaining the Heather Hardy situation and how Invicta tried to snag her, and how he was all pissy about it. I don't know. I don't. Anybody who's shitty to Shannon Knapp, I'm not a fan of, so I don't really give a fuck. Not that she was, but her manager was. I don't know. Someone to keep an eye on if you're interested. If not, whatever. However, this main fucking event for the TV segment is Phil Davis and Ryan Bader.
A rematch.
Holy shit!
This is a rematch. People totally forgot about.
Yeah, no one remembers. Well,
no one remembers.
I guess a handful of people do, but they just remember when Ryan laid on him.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a wrestling match the whole time.
Well, I mean, but this is part of the reason why everyone always says that Ryan and Phil are boring wrestlers, is like their match, right?
Yeah.
It was one of those like split decisions that everyone at the time was like, ugh. Like no one was happy about it. In the meantime, these dudes have been fucking showing the fuck up. Like Phil Davis killed Francis Carmont in the Bellator Dynamite, and Emmanuel Newton in the Dynamite tournament, which was fucking an awesome tournament. And then Ryan Bader since then has been...
That knockout against Ilir Latifi is pretty sick.
Yeah, he got horribly bodied by Anthony Johnson, but like, so then again, what else was he going to do? Like, not shoot for a takedown? Like, maybe not like James Toney style like he did.
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't the best plan, but like... Yeah, what are you gonna do if you're Ryan Bader against Anthony Johnson? That's not a good matchup. Meanwhile, fucking killed Ilir Latifi, and he killed Little Nog even worse. It was upsetting to watch.
Real
bad. And Ryan Bader is just a kind of a monster.
I like his chances. I love Phil Davis.
I think this is gonna be a very competitive fight. I think either guy has a chance to win this. But which way are you leaning?
I think I'm going towards Phil. They fought before the first time. I'm assuming Ryan is the superior wrestler overall. I think he's a D1 All-American.
Credentials-wise, he definitely is.
Phil wasn't an All-American, but he's still a D1 collegiate tournament guy for sure. I feel like I like Phil's striking better. and he's with the Lions still, so his footwork's probably gonna be more.
Yeah, he is so with. He's been moving around a bit though, right?
Yeah, I know he's been training with. I can't think of it.
I can't either. It's not Hoof.
Yeah.
It's not Kings. It's
like Rashad Evans or somebody he's training with.
somebody.
I don't know. This is the hunch. I like how Phil's looked in Bellator. I'm gonna go with him. It wouldn't surprise me if Bader wins. So to me, it's kind of a toss-up fight.
I am gonna go with you on this. I think Phil Davis shows the fuck up to this fight. I think he's happy in Bellator, and I think he's performing like it. And he's just been looking like a different kind of Phil Davis lately.
Especially that McGregor fight, dude. That was nuts.
Yeah.
I've never seen him like that.
Dude, he is just been fired up. But Ryan Bader has been looking phenomenal lately as well. So if Ryan Bader just fucking puts the pressure on Phil and lands a giant shot while he has him pressed against the cage or something, I wouldn't be horribly surprised. But I think Phil Davis kind of just wins in the small exchanges and is so much longer than Ryan. I think it could cause him some problems.
Yeah.
Let's see. Aaron Pico. 0-0 Aaron Pico. Technically 0-0 Aaron Pico, we should say. Aaron Pico.
National Golden Gloves champion.
Yeah, National Golden Gloves champion. Really, really high-level wrestler. I don't know if he was... I believe he was D1.
Yeah, he has to.
I don't know if he was... I don't think he was Olympics, but he might have been. I don't know nearly enough about wrestling.
I think Chael said he barely missed out in the Olympics when he was like 16 or something.
Yeah, I think he just missed some version of it. And also coming out of AKA, which if you're going to be a wrestler and come out of a gym... Holy shit. And fucking DC's been talking Pico up for a while. He's been real high on Pico for a bit. Taking on Zach Freeman, who was 8-2. Holy shit. What a debut.
What weight class is this? Lightweight? Or what? It's probably welter, huh?
Pico, yeah. Lightweight. Should be interesting, man. I don't know why I looked on Pico's...
Look at that size advantage, though,
for Pico's opponent? Yeah.
Wow.
Freeman way bigger.
Holy
looking
shit,
at the
that's
stare
a
down.
5-inch advantage at least.
That's a real big size advantage.
Zach, 5'8" and 6 foot. Yep.
Yeah, Zach the Altar Boy Freeman, coming off the loss of Thiago Moises. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly.
No, that's Moises.
Win over Zach Kelly and the loss of Jake Lindsay. Jake Lindsay's a beast, to be fair. And this dude's coming out of RFA. A loss, a fucking main event fight. Yeah. Like, I feel like this is a good... He's got a couple wins by sub, a win by KO, another one by sub. Got a lot of first round subs.
You know, I like... I'm going with Pico because of his boxing. I know his wrestling, he'll be able to stand, probably hang with pretty much most people on the ground. I think his boxing, from the videos I've seen at Wildcard, kid looks
real
pretty fucking sharp. I think he's gonna piece.
He's also had a lot of like weird sambo fights and stuff over in like Russia and stuff. He's talked about on podcasts before.
Okay, so
I believe with either Ariel or with MMA Junkie.
And
or something.
This is gonna be huge theoretics. He's 20 now. Say fuck it, he goes undefeated, wins like his first. Say he wins like his first 8 fights.
I forgot he's only 20.
And gets like, say he gets a title shot against whoever the champion is at the time, like whether it's still Michael Chandler or someone. Do you think the UFC...
Michael Chandler would fucking murder him.
No. I'm saying this is years down the road. You know what I mean? Of course he'd murder him now. But you know what I mean? Like, do you think UFC, Dana would try to pick this kid up?
Oh, for sure.
He'll have to. Yeah, he'll try.
AKA. But AKA loves Scott Coker. You gotta remember.
Yeah.
They are Scott Coker live and die Strikeforce style. They fucking love Scott Coker. And Scott Coker's been treating athletes correctly. No one's talking shit on Scott Coker.
Yeah, no.
And they would be if everyone was talking shit on the UFC, and then like Bellator people would be talking shit on Scott Coker if they have some shit to talk about him. But no one does that. Everyone says Scott's a fucking sweetheart and the best and just loves the sport. Which is like, fuck, man. How do you... It's like, it's the same shit people say about Shannon Knapp. Like, I only know one person who says anything negative about Shannon Knapp, and it's just that they don't pay enough, which is like, man, what are they going to do? They don't get a lot of income, you know? Anyway, Brett Primus, Michael Chandler, for the belt.
Michael Chandler, a lot of people forget, formerly of Alliance.
Yep. Formerly of Alliance.
By the way, how would you think he would do... I'm not going to say against Conor because he's boxing. How would you like Michael Chandler's chances against Oh, Kukui. I like him a lot. No.
He gets choked unconscious.
Actually, wait. How tall is Michael Chandler, though? Oh, yeah, he is tiny.
5'8". And he's not that tiny.
He's not that tiny. He's like a thick guy. He's got like something, yeah. I like his chances against RDA. Well, no, but RDA still has that.
I think he scrambles for double legs too much, and I think he gets caught in a darts pretty.
That is true. His striking's okay.
That dude loves throwing a deep double, like Justin Gaethje.
What about against
not Justin Gaethje?
What about against a wrestler grappler like Habib?
Eddie Alvarez style, where you throw that deep double leg and you just sit there in between their legs, like.
What about against Habib? I think Habib would still kind of wrestle the shit out of him because he's way bigger.
I think Habib would give him serious problems, but. If Michael Chandler could land.
You know me, guys. I'm just trying to instigate the champion versus champion bullshit.
To be fair,
people always ask themselves that. Like,
Chandler versus Khabib would be dope because if Chandler lands at all, I think he has a good chance. But he has to land early and hard to give any kind of problem.
Anyways. The actual fight, he's fighting Brent Primus. Right? I've heard of this name, not the band. I've heard of this guy.
He's coming off the win over Benson Henderson, which was super impressive.
That's very impressive.
And then the knockout over Patricky in the first round, which was fucking nasty. That was a brutal knockout. Brent Primus, of course, coming off the win over some fucking dude named Santos.
Galera Stone.
Sure. Yeah, I was going to let you
Sounds like a Pokemon.
No idea who this guy is. I don't watch enough Bellator, admittedly, because I'm on the fucking West Coast and Spike hates me.
Yeah.
You fucking cocksuckers with your fucking 3-hour delay. Are you kidding me? I have to legally stream shit I could legally watch because you delay it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. So, like what's his face said this week, FirstRowSports.eu, y'all. Fucking Jesus. I like what? I'm just quoting fucking
Reddit RMMA streams, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, now Chris gave you the real legit shit. Chris cutting you that real dope. I was just referencing a podcast. You're giving them
just slanging that good stuff, bruh.
Yeah. Yo, I got them WMDs on deck. So
those files, bro.
That's
fucking
right.
the wires.
Up next, the fight I'm most excited about on this card by far.
Yeah.
Actually.
Not by far, but it's
I would
great.
say I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm more excited for Phil Davis, Ryan Bennett.
Are you weird or are you schizo on these fights?
No, I'm weird because I'm more excited about Phil Davis, Ryan Bader, even though I know it's going to be a wrestle fucking fest. Yeah. But I'm excited to see that wrestle fucking fest. No homo. But, I mean, it's going to be good. Anyway, nope. 0 for 2 on that. Douglas.
Diego's brother.
Yep.
Douglas.
There you go. Douglas Lima. Almost said Diego twice because we watched The Ultimate Fighter today. Douglas Lima taking on Lorenz Larkin. Lorenz coming off the fucking crazy win over Neil Magny. And the fucking wild split decision over Jorge Masvidal. Which was close as shit. And then the pretty impressive win over Albert Tumanov, despite it being split. He pretty dominantly won that.
Loss?
Oh, that was a loss?
Yeah.
If I remember that fight right, I don't think he lost that fight.
Yeah.
But I could be mixing it up. Let's see. Lima, of course, coming off the loss to Koreshkov, which was, Chris, you and me have said previously, the worst fight we've ever seen. Remember when they circled and didn't do anything for fucking 5 full rounds? It was the worst fight I've ever seen. He then beat the shit out of Paul Daly with beating him on the hooks constantly, and then knocked Andrei Koreshkov out in the third round, which is a nasty performance. He was fucking him up a lot of that fight early and often.
He was making up for the bullshit loss.
Yeah, like you could see he just got his number, and I believe Lima said he
lost to Ben Askren. Back then too.
Everyone lost to Ben Askren.
So. Oh yeah, because he still isn't defeated. To be fair.
Oh, he's the linear Bellator champ forever. Yeah. No one beats Ben Askren. Also, Ben Askren has been favoriting some tweets in Bellator lately, which makes me curious.
He might as well come back.
I feel like him and fucking Scott Coker could get along,
I mean, if you ask me, though, too, Dana needs to just man up and just say, hey, let's go, buddy. Let's come on over.
To be fair, though, Ben has been talking about retirement a little bit lately.
Yeah, and he wouldn't want to fight his student.
His
student.
Well, and yeah, seriously. But he does still have another, I believe, 3 or 4.
Isn't Ben like almost 40 already? He's up there.
No, he's like 32.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's young. Or maybe he's like 35 or something like that. But no, I don't even think he's that old. But he has been he's been wrestling for a fucking very long time, and he makes alright money. In one, I believe he still has like 3 or 4 fights on his contract, some crazy number. Because I remember somebody saying recently that he still has a large number of fights left.
Yeah.
So in this Lima Larkin fight, which way are you leaning?
Dude, I'm going Larkin. I know Lima looked like a fucking beast with that KO against Koreshkov, but Lawrence Larkin's performance overall, dude, against Magny was fucking jaw-dropping to me.
Yep.
I loved it. Just his striking overall, his angles, his feints, everything. I've never seen something that dominant, because I remember Magny looked so good that fight before.
He sent him across the cage with like a fucking side kick.
Yeah, he like kicked him. And he was like,
the oblique kick. Yeah, he sent him across the fucking cage.
I'm going Larkin, man. Would it surprise me Lima won now? Because he's a fucking brawler. He's a gamer. But I like Larkin's chances. Out of all the fights in this, I would most confidently would pick Larkin. No, I'll take that back. So I'm gonna say it next. But I like Larkin's chances in this one a lot.
Yeah,
and that's my pick. I'm going by decision because Lima, I feel like, is a tough son of a bitch. Is this 5 rounds?
No, 3.
Oh, yeah, I always forget.
So I don't think it's for a belt, right? I think it's just Chandler.
No, this is for a belt.
Oh, it is for a belt.
This is a title fight.
So it's 5, yeah.
Yeah, this is a fucking title fight.
Oh, if it's 5, yeah, I don't know if that's going to decision.
Yeah, probably not.
I like Lorenz inside the distance.
The difference?
Yeah, inside the difference. I like Lorenz inside the distance. However, Douglas Lima is crafty as shit, just like his brother.
Yep.
Durable as shit, just like his brother. And I would not be surprised at all if he came out with a fucked up game plan that just completely shut his shit down. But I'm very excited to see that fight. I think it's going to be one of the best fights on the card. And have we mentioned yet how we're thinking about watching this in a fucking movie theater?
Yeah. So for anyone who...
Are we officially doing this? Are we deciding right now?
Wait, so... Okay, hold on. Let me check my schedule.
It's Saturday at 7 p.m.
What time is it at?
7 p.m. main card starts.
Let me see what time I work on Saturday.
Aaron Pico starts at 7 p.m.
I will be off work around 5:30, so that'll work.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask Trevor and Blake if they want to go.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's $15 at the movie theater near us, and I feel like if we go, there's gonna be like us and 3 other people.
Did you say Mission Valley Mall at AMC 20?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either that or Horton or like there's a couple
or
others,
Fashion probably.
Yeah, but I figured that was the easiest one. Yeah, I think we'll probably go hit that up. So hey, if you're in San Diego and you listen to this podcast,
it'll be my first fight ever while eating popcorn.
Yeah, come show up to fucking yell Sound of Violence in the fucking Bellator theater at Mission Valley, and I'll buy you a drink, guaranteed. Or I'll share some of whatever whiskey I snuck into the theater. Shouts out. Anyway, speaking of...
Hey, maybe we go to Yard House before that, too. Get all their 130 craft beers they have on tap.
There's a terrible great plan we have going. Let's see. So Fedor is also taking on Matt Mitrione on this card. Theoretically, hopefully, avoiding all kidney stone issues.
Kidney scones?
That's right. They're the most delicious of kidneys.
No. Yeah.
So
I'm going Mitrione. Sorry, Fedor.
Yeah.
I like you, but your last fight I saw was totally unexpected, and you should have lost, but they gave you the win because of Russia. So I'm going Matt Mitrione, the young blood. Even though Matt Mitrione is actually like 38 years old, people didn't realize that. I know. I think he's actually like just 39 years old. Like Matt Mitrione's like old as shit.
Yeah, he's older than Brian Schaub.
Yeah.
Chris, I can't do it.
Then just go Fedor, and if he wins, just be like, yes.
I can't.
Yes.
I can't pick against Fedor.
Go with him. Go do it.
I picked against.
This is our bet. Remember, we have to make a bet. This has to be the fight then.
I picked against him in the Fabio fight, and I was right, but I still lost because Fedor was the commissioner.
Well, this has to be. We have to make some sort of neutral wager then.
Yeah, no. I'm going Fedor.
What's the neutral wager then, or something?
The fucking neutral wager.
Well, it's a wager. I'm calling it neutral because you.
Oh, because it's gonna be a neutral grade spirit that's involved in it.
Yeah, because you have to pick Fedor. Like it's just so it's not like
go Fedor.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, our wager next week. What should it be?
And this will be on the show.
It'll be a booze. What kind of booze should it be?
Probably just shitty beer.
Well, wait, no. This has to be
something
region
Russian
appropriate. Yeah. If
you win, I have to drink something Russian.
And if you win,
something like what the fuck is
from Matt from? From Vegas. Where's he from? He's from somewhere. Blackzilian.
Yeah, that's Florida.
Indianapolis, Indiana. Or Florida. So I'd accept anything Floridian.
Well, Florida reminds me of like a Mad Dog 2020. So, because Florida.
All right, done.
Yeah.
Oh,
you'll drink dragon fruit. At least it's tasty.
Even better, we're gonna go with the blue Mad Dog, which has a chain on it that says bling.
Oh no!
How about
that's
that?
Perfect.
I figured that's very.
So
Florida.
That means if Mitrione wins, you're drinking blue chain Mad Dog. If Fedor wins, I'm drinking something Russian.
Something Russian. I'm not even sure what yet.
You're probably gonna be like, Smirnoff Ice, oh yeah.
Dusin. No, it'll be worse than that for sure.
I don't know.
It'll be like
Hope
whatever.
I won't have work the next day.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll figure it out. It'll be interesting. And then the main event. How is this the main event? Theoretically, it's gonna happen. I'm not positive. Wanderlei Silva or Candile versus Chael Sonnen. Did you see this face off?
What was the name I said that we were gonna repeat? Vanderlei the Axe. Fuck, what was it? The Axe Goblin, because he looks like a fucking goblin.
He does look like he does look like a goblin.
We got Chael Sonnen, Chael P. Sonnen.
You know what he looks like?
Vanderlei the Axe Goblin.
He looks like one of the guys in the Lord of the Rings games. The fucking the Middle Earth games. Where they come back, but also they come back and they're like your enemy or whatever. In the new ones, the Shadow of Mordor games, there's like Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, the fucking beat 'em ups where it's like Batman Arkham style.
Oh, and Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah. It's like those.
That's the Shadow of Mordor. Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
there's the goblins and then there's the
but he looks like one of the dudes in the Nemesis system that like comes back more and more fucked up the more you see him.
Oh yeah. It's
kind of like
when they get resurrected, right? And like,
also, have you seen the face-off for this fight yet?
Yeah, he shoved Chael.
And Chael looked real non-committal and not interested in this fight.
Yeah, he just knows it's a joke.
Just kind of didn't care.
And that's why I'm picking Vanderlei, because I feel like Vanderlei's going to throw on hammers, and Chael's be like, fuck this, I don't care, and he'll just get clipped and then give up.
Yeah.
I like Chael a lot. I know if he actually tried, he could probably win, maybe. I don't know what his conditioning is now. But I'm going with roided up Candile.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want him to win, I would love to see Chael win. It would be funny, because his post-fight interview would be great.
I was picking Chael up until I saw the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Where they
He doesn't
off.
care.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He didn't give a fuck at all. That's why he lost.
Also, Joel's not around, which I feel like is really hurting his corner.
Joel's there.
If Joel was there, he would have fucking tried to fight Vanderlei with his fat ass.
Joel would hop the octagon at RKO Candile.
Yeah, absolutely. He also would have gotten Superman punched by, what's his face? Remember that fucking video you watched?
Yeah. Dude is like 6'10".
Travis Lutter? Yeah. Fucking amazing. Oh my god, I love fucking Joel Supernat. Yeah, Chael Sonnen, Wanderlei. I have to go Vanderlei Silva. I was gonna go Chael. I thought Chael up until I saw the fucking weigh-ins, but like Chael looked like he wanted no part of any of it. He looked like he was just kind of over it, and like he's not showing it on his podcast at all. But like, good God, did he look like he looked like when he walked up to that weigh-in, like, oh fuck, I shouldn't talk this much shit because he's all pissed and this is gonna be a pain. Like, I'd love to see Chael sit on top of Wanderlei for 3 rounds.
If he wins,
for 5 rounds.
If he wins, I'll be stoked because the post fight's gonna be comedy.
Actually, it's only a 3-round fight, huh?
Oh. He does have a chance then.
If it's actually,
if Vanderlei gasses.
No, this is a 3-round fight. I'm giving it Chael. Actually, I'm switching. I think he gets 3 takedowns. I don't think Vanderlei sits up. So, Chris, are we doubling down?
Nah, I ain't doubling down. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. If you're already serving me some Russian bullshit, I don't want to get fucked.
Fair enough. That's understandable. Hey, I'm the one who had to drink fucking chug 3 Zimas on the goddamn...
Well, I never told you to chug them. You just decided that because it's probably the only way to drink it. Because who wants to actually sip that? I don't want to sip on this thing.
Yeah,
this shit's pretty bad.
I've been sitting here holding one that I was gonna sip on, and I haven't even taken a sip of it yet. I've just been warming it with my hand, really. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about Bellator. Why don't we transition to the Fight Night card? Dude, I am actually kind of stoked to see that in a theater. I think that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll try to convince some people to come along.
I wish fucking UFC did more shit like that. Like, I feel like...
But it's Dana.
Well, it's also WME, so maybe that'll happen more, like, nowadays.
Let's see.
With WME coming along, I wonder if they'll have more deals like that.
UFC 112 OKC, Oklahoma City,
UFC
Oklahoma.
OKC is the
His first fight is Josh the Sandman Stansbury, who I recognize from The Ultimate Fighter 22.
Yep.
And he was pretty good. I think he actually fought in the finale.
24?
Or 24, yeah, not 23.
23.
23, yeah. Joanna and Gidea.
In 19?
Oh, was he 19 too? Oh, yeah, huh?
Oh, no, 19 was the elimination fights.
Oh, at least he was there.
So, well, I mean, that's like barely being there. And he fucked up his knee. Let's see. He's coming off the loss to Devin Clark and the win over Corey Hendricks. He's taking on Jeremy Grizzly Kimball.
Jeremy Neckbeard Kimball.
Jeremy coming off the loss to Marco Jerry de Lima. Fucking no shame. And some wins over some guys in FFC. This is a fucking toss-up. One dude's white and tubby. The other dude's white and cut. So I'm gonna go with white and cut. Stansbury, the same mood.
I agree. Yeah, it's...
I mean, I have no basis on either
I'm just
of
gonna
these.
agree with you because I have no idea.
There's
no point. Just
they're 205.
Yeah.
When the 205er who's 6 foot looks more tubby than the 205er who's 6'2", it makes me wonder. Tony Martin, Johnny Case. I remember the name Johnny Case. He's coming off
I recognize that name. I don't know who the fuck Tony Martin
he's
is.
coming off that loss to Jake Matthews by sub. Johnny Case, people are really high on. He's been on the underground a bit. He's at an MMA lab out in Arizona. He's coming off that unfortunate loss to Jake Matthews via sub.
that
been taking a long time off too.
Yeah.
He's been out for a year and 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, it looks like it. When I think Jake Matthews, that's a common name as an NFL player, but I think of the All-Pro hockey player for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But yeah, either way, Tony Martin, part of me's heard of this name, part of me hasn't.
Win over Alex White, win over Felipe Oliveri.
Yeah.
Lost to Leonardo Santos, lost to Bernal Dariush and Rashid Magomedov, who he should not have been fighting. Damn, that was his first 2 fights in the UFC. Was Rashid Magomedov and Bernal Dariush.
Like, welcome to Dagestan.
Fuck off. That's terrible. Jesus.
Yeah,
this dude's tough for even having gone through that, but gotta go Johnny Case as far as I'm concerned on this one.
With Hollywood here, Johnny Case.
How do you see it going?
He's gonna submit. Yeah, no, because this guy looks like he's a ground game too. But I don't know who's better.
He's lost by sub a couple times too. Though.
Yeah,
but it's like Bernal Dariush should do something or Leonardo Santos.
He'll get decisions. He'll probably just get wrestle fucked by Case.
I could see that. I think Case pieces him up and gets the back and chokes him, or pieces him up and grabs a neck or something like that. But I could see it going either way.
And then this
Jared
fight,
Gordon, Michael Quinones.
No idea who these guys are, unfortunately.
Jared Gordon, I believe I've heard of. Michael Quinones, I'm not positive. Let's see. Oh, I thought it was...
How original.
I was way less excited. I thought it was Jared Hash Gordon. I got so excited.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Also, why is he in some Rocky Horror style Sherdog picture?
Some filter, yeah.
This is fucking horrible. CFFC 63.
Oh, cool,
Did we go to that one? No, 64 we went
64.
to. So he fought at the CFFC that right before the one we went to. Damn, he's coming off that
cool.
KO, a sub, and a decision. KO via head kick in the first.
Nice.
his only loss is to his only loss as a pro is to Jeff Lentz at CFFC 48 via TKO by Dr. Stoppage. Taking on Michael Quinones, El Capo.
Capo?
Depends.
Capo.
Could be either way.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying L and B. Capo.
It's probably Capo.
It's definitely.
Like,
como estos, nigga?
Alright, yeah. Well, he fought in AFC and then Titan. He fought Kala.
Fajados fought God.
Okay, let's tone it down. I have no pick in this.
I think I'm going with El Capo because I like the name better than Flash Gordon.
You know what? I'm going Flash Gordon because you're a fucking hater, Chris.
I am a hater.
Daryl Horcher taking on Devin Powell.
Crucifixed by Habib Horcher.
To be fair, no shame.
But yeah, now it's like his debut in UFC too, so.
Also, that was his only fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad intro to the UFC. How do you give him Khabib in the first... Oh, right, it was a late replacement. He's coming out...
he got
Jesus.
defeated by Cologne.
Yeah. He's coming... Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cologne.
Who was it that made that...
Kerr.
Is that an act...
I think someone made that joke, too.
It was...
That sounds like a co-main joke.
Nope. Oh, it might have been co-main. It was either co-main or it was... I know the Hammer MMA always says the Cheese Covington joke, but I believe you're right. I believe it was co-main who called Drakkar Close a Cologne, yeah. Which is it's all I can think of every time I hear that name. Every time I literally saw that name on the card and I was like, oh, the Cologne.
No, that's legit some good budget Cologne.
Yeah, I was like, oh, the Cologne's fighting. Drakkar Close. It's fucking hilarious. He's coming off the decision to him, Drakkar Close. Also coming off the win in NEF, whatever the fuck that is. Also looking for a fight. Don't tell Dana.
Not entertaining fighting? NEF?
Evidently.
Not enough fighting.
I mean, this dude lasted 2 rounds against Khabib, so I'm gonna go Daryl Horcher.
I agree. And I liked his, even though he only struck Khabib like maybe 10 times.
Dude, he caught him a couple clean shots.
Very slick clean shots. Cookie Monster.
I am excited for this fight.
Versus Maria
I think this is going to be fun. Chris, how do you see this one going? She's coming off the Cookie Monster, of course, coming off the loss to Randa Marcos, win over Juliana Lima, and the horrific loss to JJ. Marina Moroz, the Iron Woman, of course.
From Ukraine.
Coming off the wins over Danielle Taylor and Christina Stanchu, and then that loss to Valerie Letourneau. Also a win over Joanne Calderwood, although I believe that was the one where Joanne Calderwood was in the middle of a bad breakup, so take that for what it's worth.
Damn, this is really tough, actually, because Danielle Taylor looked pretty great in her last fight. Marina Moros beat Danielle Taylor.
And Carla Esparza hasn't been looking bad. Even in that loss against Randa Marcos, it was really competitive. Like, Randa argued, it was a pretty close fight.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Carla Esparza based on who she's fought. She fought Rose and then the champ and then Randa Marcos. I know Marina Moros had that impressive victory with Danielle Taylor, but if you only have that over Taylor and then I know they lost to Letourneau Calderwood, I'd rather go with the who's who. So I'm gonna just stick and the former champ Carla Esparza too. Don't forget she was the inaugural champion at strawweight.
Off of a tough season.
Yes, I know, but gotta give her props. So I'm gonna go with her. As far as what it is, just decision. It's going to be probably a lot of dancing around and kind of gauging each other and that kind of thing.
I totally agree. This is going to decision. However, I'm taking Marina Moroz. I think
a good pick either way.
Yeah, I think she's going to take this in deep water and just stay so far on the outside that it's going to make.
Oh wow, dude,
Carla
that's size disadvantage. Holy fuck.
Carla's real small.
Okay,
5'7", 115er versus a 5'1".
I'm not going to be a bitch and back down for my pick, though, because that's not fair.
Well, luckily, we're not betting on that one.
Yeah, that's true.
Vitor Miranda versus and Marvin...
this Italian guy who's decent at striking,
but
has no ground game, because I remember I watched him fight.
Vitor Miranda...
Oh, that's kind of a funny nickname, but then it's kind of cheesy.
He looks kind of like him. If Lex Luthor was balding, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's coming off the loss to Chris Camozzi and the win over Marcelo
Guimaraes.
Sure.
Guimaraes.
Just gonna butcher that
Guimaraes.
Also went over Clint Hester, who Clint Hester's underrated. I know I understand he doesn't have the best like wrestling game.
Because
He's ground and pounded a bit.
Also boxing. I remember I saw him on season 17.
Shit.
He was on Team Jones against Sonnen.
Dude is tough as shit. Whereas Vettori is, of course, coming out of Venator FC, home of Paul Harris and Mayhem Miller, if he decides to make weight. A couple other people.
Is that an Italian promotion?
He was on the yeah. He was on the Diaz versus McGregor. Oh, also not Cole Miller. God damn it! Every time, Cody McKenzie was supposed to be on that card.
Oh yeah.
And I believe also Luke Barnett was on that card. Alberto Elimiano beat him, or he had a win over at the UFC 202 Diaz McGregor 2 card, which is kind of impressive because although unfortunately I don't remember it via guillotine. But dude, if you're winning via guillotine on a big card like that,
I think it's a Brazilian.
Yeah. Although then and then I was gonna holy shit, actually.
And he went the
even
distance
more
against
impressive.
Antonio Carlos Jr.
Going the distance against fucking Shoeface. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm going with my fellow WAP, Marvin Vettori.
Yeah, me too. If you go, anyone who goes the distance with Shoeface, I'm probably picking you.
Dude, I didn't even realize that. I knew he lost him. I thought he got submitted.
That is super impressive.
I do remember that Vettori guy was just like, come at me, bro, kind of thing, just like fucking throwing cans, and just he had a really good takedown defense.
Hey man, if you're going that long with a dude that nasty overall, I am on board. This is a fucking throwback fight.
Then we got Clay Guida, who I met back 5 years ago at that UFC con.
Instigating the boys.
Yeah. Giving those drinks, yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, and evidently, of course, when I met Clay Guida at UFC convention, he was wearing Daisy Dukes because he clearly gives zero fucks.
He loves jean shorts. I don't know what it is. He's coming off the losses to Thiago Tavares and Brian Ortega.
To be fair, that fight against T City,
monsters.
He was beating T City until in my opinion until T City caught him with that. I thought he was beating him.
Right, but he beat him in like Clay Guida fashion.
Yes, it was points in my opinion. It wasn't like anything dominating. Yeah. I was scoring it for him until he got caught by the knee.
Yeah, I could see that argument for sure. He's taking on Eric Koch out of Rufus Sport, who has the loss to Darren Cruikshank and the win over Shane Campbell.
Or as the Germans call it, it's actually pronounced cock, but no one wants to call himself cock because Koch sounds way cooler anyway.
Sure, yeah. Also, who knows if he's German or not?
Well, that's a German last name.
Could be like a version of German.
Well, when I was at Berlin and stuff.
All right, hey, Madaffer, tell me how to pronounce your name again, based on your fucking country.
I know, there's two different ways.
My point exactly.
But you want to be Coke or cock? There's the point too.
That too. No, don't nobody want. And they used to call him Koch, so it's a no-win situation. To be fair, his losses are Darren Cruikshank, Dustin Poirier, Ricardo Lamas, and Chad Mendez.
Or as G6
also,
called
it's
him,
Ricardo.
Poirier.
Also, it's Ricardo Lamas. He's Mexican, not Brazilian. But yeah, Mendez, Lamas, Poirier, and Cruikshank are not bad losses, man.
Ooh, he beat Jonathan Briggins. That's good.
Yeah, Jonathan Briggins.
And Rafael Santos.
Yeah. And Francisco Rivera.
Wow.
And Rafael Oliveira.
So this is a truly a throwback for, like you were saying.
Yeah, I'm into Eric Koch in this fight, only because he fought last year. If he had not fought last year and got the sub, I would be totally fucking out. However, I have zero fucking faith in Clay Guida anymore.
Yeah,
I love Clay Guida to death. He's one of my favorite fighters coming up. I always want him to win. Don't get me wrong, I want Clay Guida to win this fight.
I will always rewatch his fight against Diego Nightmare Sanchez.
I want Clay Guida to win this fight just like how I want Takanori Gomi to win every fight. Just how I want, like, BJ Penn to win every fight, which we'll talk about in a second. But I'm going with Eric Koch because I don't see Clay Guida winning this shit.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
He could. He totally could. But I worry. I still watch. Speaking of which, BJ Penn, Dennis Seaver, I still watch.
Fuck.
BJ Penn coming off the worst fight ever.
God damn it, BJ. Son of a bitch.
Yair, and oh fuck, I forgot about that Frankie fight.
Oh fuck.
And the Roy McDonald fight is understandable, because Jesus Christ, you're not Roy McDonald size. You're at 145, or you're fighting Roy McDonald. Yeah. It's like, oh, Jesus. Taking on Dennis Seaver, coming off the losses to Tatsuya Kawajiri and Conor McGregor, has not fought since 2015.
In 2 years, exactly. Hasn't fought. Wow.
Yeah. So how you feeling? This one's really like it's an interesting pick and not a fun one.
Dude, you know what? I'm going with BJ. Don't get me wrong. Dennis Seaver, I think will. Well, I'm not say he'll probably win. He can win because he has really good kicks, effective kicks, very good.
Spinning back kick is nasty.
Yeah. But I think BJ's gonna take this to the ground and submit him. He's just going to go back, fuck the striking. He's like, I learned my lesson against Yair. Even though Yair's kicking is better than Dennis's, and he's longer and taller. Yeah, I just see this being a ground exchange and BJ just submitting him. I don't know, I mean, can BJ get caught? Yeah, his chin. I think, actually, I remember I read, when Yair knocked him out, it was the first time ever, supposedly, BJ's been knocked down. I don't think that's true, though. There's no fucking way. I'm sure GSP or something.
It might be
Edgar.
Yeah, Edgar.
Someone knocked him down.
Edgar.
Yeah, he knocked him the fuck out. Yeah. So someone lied.
That might have been the first K. Well, the one they might have been saying there was the first KO.
Oh yeah, because he did straight up. He gets straight up KO.
It's
he got
technically rolled a TKO, but that shit was.
Oh, he got kicked in the face and he fell down. And he was done.
It was probably a KO.
Either way, I'm choosing BJ Penn reluctantly. Dennis Seaver, I don't know how the fuck he's gonna show. I don't know what's gonna happen to him. I have no idea.
I'm picking BJ Penn because I can't fucking pick against Hawaii right now, and because BJ Penn is one of my all-time favorites. I can't not do it. Yeah. It's like if Jens Pulver took a fight right now, I'd pick Jens Pulver. I'm telling you right now, I don't know if Jens Pulver win that fight. I'm still gonna pick him because goddamn it, it's Jens Pulver.
Yeah.
Fucking one of my if Nick Diaz and Takanori Gomi never happened, Jen Pulver and BJ Penn would be my favorite fight of all time.
It'd be a fun fight. If he can make the weight, Jens Pulver's your boy, bro, Carlo Parisian.
No, that's not. Dude, he's so much bigger.
I know. That's why he can make the weight. It's gonna be fun.
No way. That'd be terrible. Oh God, you're trying to kill
the trash
people.
talk would be fun.
Oh, they're both they're fun. Chris. Oh, jeez. Let's just get off that subject immediately. Tim Means versus Alex Garcia.
Dirty Bird.
Dirty Bird.
We got submitted by Cowboy Oliveira.
Yep. After taking the no contest from eating a knee to the face. Taking on Alex Garcia, who has the win over Mike Pyle via punch and the loss of Sean Strickland.
Mike Pyle's like 50 years old.
Yep. People are pretty high on Alex Garcia, and I'm kind of one of them. But I'm not. It's a tough fight. This is really going to be kind of what makes Alex Garcia in this division. Like, if Alex Garcia is able to put a stamp on this fight, that'll be a big step up, and he'll climb the ranks real quickly. However, Tim is fucking scrappy.
I'm going Tim Means. He's good. I think he's got TKO with the clinch. He's got those gnarly knees and elbows with the Muay Thai.
True.
I like his takedown defense. Not like against defense though. I don't know how Garcia's jiu-jitsu is. I have no idea. But that's why I'm picking Means. If he had good jiu-jitsu,
is that a TriStar?
Oh fuck. Well.
So probably pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna back down though. That's not. I mean. Yeah.
I'm going to Garcia based on the fact that he's a TriStar. Also, his performance against Mike Pyle is hard to gauge anything against. But that being said, I've been impressed with him in the past.
Is Means with Jackson Wink?
That's a good question. Let me check SureDog what they have currently listed.
No.
Nope. Fit NHB, which is out of, I forget where, Albuquerque. Is that the gym that the coach owns? That might be the gym that is that's right. BJJ coach owns.
That's why I thought it was Jackson Wink.
I know there's like a BJJ coach that works at Brandon Gibson might have a gym out there or something like that. Nope, that's the striker Who's the fucking grappling coach at Jackson Link that has a gym?
Probably Javier or something.
Yeah.
No.
Javier Mendez?
Iggy Martinez. Yes.
Iggy Martinez.
Because that's John Jones and Holland.
Yeah, because right. But he's been working with somebody specifically outside of Jackson's, and everyone was like, "Well, he's training with Jackson's," and another reporter's like, "That's not how that works.
Yeah,
like just because you're training with so and so doesn't mean you're training at Jackson's." Yeah, I'm gonna go Garcia in this one, but man, I could go either way. I think it'll be a fun ass fight though. Either way. I think the dude's gonna come in throwing fucking bombs and shit's gonna fly. Dominic the devastation.
That sounds like you're about to say the Devastator.
Yeah, I had a lot of struggles with that one. The fucking Zemas are getting to me, y'all. Dominic the Devastator Reyes taking on Joaquin Christensen out of Arte Suave Copenhagen.
Some big boys.
Yeah. I mean, light heavyweights are always fucking... Also, I like that his age is not available for Dominic. He's out of California, but his age, not available. He's coming off of a head kick KO in LFC 53 seconds in. Good Googly movie. Yeah, he's had a lot of first round stoppages. The majority of his fights have not lasted 1 round. Or 1 minute, sorry. Man,
that's impressive.
I feel like we talked about this last week, actually. Randomly,
Joaquin.
I feel like we mentioned this at the end of last week's podcast for no reason. So I feel like I accidentally clicked on that dude's name.
No, we mentioned, is it Joaquin or Joaquin?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we literally looked at this fight last week a little bit. Joaquin was coming off the loss to Gadzhimarad Antigulov.
Dagestan.
Yeah, exactly. And the win over Bojan
Mihalovic.
Sure, however you want to go about it. Enrique de Silva lost, but via armbar.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Coming out of Denmark.
Even though it's his debut, I'm gonna go with Reyes because of those first round stoppages. He's probably gonna be throwing heat the first fucking round, and I think he'll clip Joaquin.
Me too. Plus, he's coming out of Victorville, which means he's U.S., so he's gonna have less travel issues, which I feel like matters in the earlier stages of
that 9-hour time difference with Denmark and
that's kind of rough.
Yeah.
That and like
or 8 hour because mountain time. But
however, Joaquin Christensen's a beast, so that could go either way. It'll be interesting. Felice Herrig, who's been looking like she's dying in saunas all week in fucking I
saw that social
Instagram
media thing where she's like, look at my 10-week fight transformation.
Oh yeah, where she's like looks attractive and looks like a fucking Holocaust victim.
Yeah.
Like, shouts awesome.
Shouts out to Valerie Lucerno. May she find peace at 125.
Yeah. Boy. Felice is of course coming off the loss to Paige via wrestle fucking at UFC on Fox back in 2015. And then as the 2 wins back to back.
Kaylin Curran's a badass motherfucker
dude,
too.
And that Kaylin Curran choke was nasty. She fucking dominated that fight, no problem. And then on Alexa Grasso win is huge.
Huge.
I was hyped on Alexa Grasso coming to the UFC.
Too.
And fucking goddamn, dude, Felicia shut that shit down with the quickness. Of course, Justine Kish coming off the wins over Nina Ansaroff, of most famously known. Actually, I should mention she fought Randa in RFA, which I didn't know about. By the way, also on an Ortega versus Coke card, which is kind of crazy. That was back in 2014, and then Justine has the win over Nina Ansaroff, who is the girlfriend of the current 135 champ Amanda Nunes, and has the win over Ashley Yoder. Man, this can be
She has a win over one of our favorite fighters, Christine Stanley, too.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Shit, man. I might go I want to go Justine Kish now.
Dude, I'm going Felice Herrig just based on how she's looked lately. Yeah. I like Ashley Yoder. She looked good and tough. I know Justine Kish. This will probably go to decision. But this
will be a fun fucking fight, though. I think they're just going to box each other's faces off.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, I think you're right. I think this definitely goes to decision. I'm actually going to lean Felice as well. I want to go Justine, but I don't think you're catching Felice with any kind of scrambles, and that generally how she wins inside the distance. I don't think she has a chance at winning against Felice, but by a through-round decision. I think Felice gets too many top control positions and just out-scrambles her to either get a sub or to just fucking run top position the entire time and punch her in the face. So
yeah,
I think you're right. I think Felice probably takes it, but I think it's going to be scrappy as shit and a lot of fun. Co-main, Johnny Hendricks and Bosch.
Johnny Steakhouse Hendricks.
That's right.
Or
Big Rig.
Or Pig Rig.
Pig Rig. Taking on the Barbarian.
Former heavyweight fighter, Tim Boach.
Which is insane.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Coming off the loss to Ronaldo Souza.
Jacare.
Yep. And the wins over Rafael Natal and Josh Saman.
Rest in peace.
Also, it should be noted, before that, he had losses to Ed Herman, Dan Henderson, and Talis Lades, which people kind of forget about. Johnny Hendricks went over Hector Lombard, losses to Dino Magny, Kevin Gastelum, Stephen Thompson.
That's like murders right there, so...
Yep. And then the win over Matt Brown, lost to Robbie, went over Robbie, lost to GSP. And
well,
then,
he really did beat GSP, but that's...
That was real close. I would have to watch that fight again. I'm not convinced.
For me, it was GSP's face with black and blue all over and Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
That's just me.
GSP lumps up easy, though. Yeah. So, like, I still need to rewatch that fight to give it a fair assessment again nowadays. But,
then again, that was pre-USADA, Johnny.
That's a good point. Yeah. But he looked good in his last fight.
He did. He looked real good, actually.
I think this is going to be an interesting fucking fight, and it's going to look crazy. Because Tim is way bigger. Johnny's 5'9", 185. Tim is... only 5'11".
Okay. But 205.
Right. Like, he's listed at 205. Like, that's my point, is... It's going to look crazy when we see those two in the octagon. Which way are you leaning on this?
I'm going to go with Johnny. I think he's going to wrestle the fuck out of Tim Boach. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know Tim Boach's wrestling, though.
It's not bad. He's specifically really good in the clinch.
Yeah, you know what? No. I'm going with Boach because his last fight against Lombard was like the same size as Johnny. And he's like really thick where he kind of gassed a little bit too. And they were just kind of like throwing heat. And Johnny didn't even go for his wrestling because I remember I did watch that fight. I was at Brewski's watching with my brother and some friends. I was like, fucking wrestle him, you motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, just frustrating. Like, why aren't you wrestling? So, he sticks to wrestling, and I'm sure he has better wrestling than Boach. Maybe he has a chance to grind him out for a decision. But I think Boach is going to be able to sprawl pretty well because of the weight advantage, not more or less the 2-inch height advantage. And I think it's going to... I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a really boring fight, unfortunately.
It's going to be rough. This is going to be a rough one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Boach by just unanimous, boring fuck decision. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know.
I'm going the exact opposite. I'm going by Johnny Hendricks by... it's hard to pick knockout against Tim Boach, but...
I'd probably say wrestling if I'm going Johnny.
I think so, too. The only thing I worry about, like, I feel like if Johnny gets top position in, like, any kind of dominant way, I feel like he's just going to fucking throw heat and kill him. Also, he's way more mobile than Tim Boach is.
Yeah, because...
Like, his movement is way better than Tim Boach's, which I think could give Tim Boach some serious issues, especially since Tim Boach is ultra lumbering, even for the middleweight division. And I think that could cause him some trouble. So, I'll probably go Johnny by KO or TKO. But, I could see it going either way. Like, I could see Johnny getting tripped and sat on the entire fucking fight. Or just pushed up against the cage and wrestle fuck the entire time, you know? Where Tim Boach just sits him against the cage and pummels him with fucking single collar tie and uppercuts and right hands, you know? But, yeah, I'm going to lean Johnny probably on that one. And then in the main event, I am fucking hyped for this fight. This is a great goddamn fight. Michael Chiesa taking on Kevin Lee. Michael Chiesa coming off the wins over Benil Dariush, Jim Miller, Mitch Clark, and that loss to Joe Lozon back in 2014 via doctor stoppage. Kevin Lee, the Motown Phenom, coming off of wins over Francisco Trinaldo, which I fucking forgot about.
That was an amazing performance.
Mustayev, Jake Matthews, and Efren Escudero. Good gooly mooly. He's been on fucking fire lately. God damn it.
His fight against Raging Alba and like a couple years ago was pretty badass too.
Yeah. No, super close.
Yeah.
That was, again, a decision that Al was like barely squeaked out. And that was mostly just because...
So he's using those 50-50 jiu-jitsu from Matt Serra, BJJ right there.
Yep.
That's why he beat Kevin Lee.
Yep. So, which way you leaning on this one?
Let's see, he's 6'1". Yeah, he does have a decent size advantage in height. I'm pretty sure... I don't know what his reach is. Can we look that up? I'm curious. Well, we don't have to. No, here, I can look it up right now. Either way, all I know is Kevin Lee easily has the longest arms in the lightweight division. I'm pretty sure the only...
No way. I would say Chiesa easily has more reach, yeah. Chiesa's got pretty long limbs. Him or Tony, I would figure.
Tony's about 76, about like an inch shorter than... Because I think... let me see this real quick. Never mind. The UFC app is totally crashed. Says no content available, so now I can't look it up.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll look it up.
Because to me, this is going to be a huge factor in the fight on the feet. Like, legitimately. Like, out of all the fights, I think, this weekend. Just the way they match up height.
I could see that. Let's look at the reach for Kevin Lee.
I know his 77, which is fucking super long
that's
reach
the
for
fucking
that.
forums. Wikipedia has it as 77. And he's only 5'9".
Yeah. So look at Michael Chiesa then, right?
Michael Chiesa. 76.
Okay.
So an inch shorter.
He's got the height. He's like 4 inches taller.
Height doesn't always help you though.
Yeah.
Height kind of makes you more vulnerable a lot of times. Yeah. Heavy Hands talks about that a lot.
This is definitely actually one of the toughest fights to call.
Super tough.
This is insane.
It's gonna be a scrappy fight regardless. Like it's not an easy win for either guy. I don't feel like. I feel like a year ago I would have picked Chiesa hands down, no problem.
You know what? I'm going. This is a toss up, truly. I'm going with Lee. I'm more confident in his striking on the feet. I know Chiesa's got long arms too, and I don't think he's gonna knock out Chiesa. There's no way. Chiesa has a fucking hell of a chin. I don't know though, but I can't remember Chiesa. This is a 5-round fight, isn't it? I don't even remember Lee's gas tank though, because I've never seen him go 5 rounds. Because if he does go 5 rounds, I do like Chiesa's cardio though, and being able to take his back and chuck him the fuck out.
Chiesa's got pretty good cardio.
Chiesa's been dealing with the bulging disc in his back though, and then he had surgery.
True.
I don't know. This is to me.
Last time we fought was over a year ago.
To me, this is truly 50-50, but I think I'm going with the younger fighter Kevin Lee, especially what he did to Trinaldo, a Brazilian guy on the ground, and he choked him the fuck out. And
True.
I'm going with Lee. I don't know.
Yeah.
No shame in picking Chiesa though too, because I'm so tempted to pick him though.
Dude, yeah, he did choke out Trinaldo. I don't see a way that Chiesa doesn't grab a guillotine or a rear naked.
Yeah.
Like in a scramble. Like I don't see a way that Kevin just doesn't end up in a fucked up scramble. Like I see Kevin clipping Chiesa. I see Kevin fucking Chiesa up. But I just
Chiesa's
feel like
probably gonna draw it out and eventually like, all right, I got you.
I just feel like Kevin goes for a sloppy takedown and Chiesa gets it back and fucking sends something ugly in. Or fucking Kevin fails on a takedown and Chiesa grabs it like a guillotine or a Bravo or a...
You heard what Kevin Lee... Oh yeah, what Kevin Lee also said at MMA. He said if he wins this fight, the fight he wants next 100% is Khabib.
That'd be an awesome
He said
fight.
Bring Khabib to Detroit, so let's do this.
Dude, yeah. I mean, if he beats Chiesa, he should get that fight.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I do...
Because I do know if Michael Johnson beats Justin Gaethje in 2 weeks, well, he'll probably try to call out Tony, but I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to call it Kevin Lee, because Kevin Lee has been trying to shit on Michael Johnson too, saying like, oh, 30 fights, you lost half of them, motherfucker, sit the fuck down, that kind of bullshit. So.
Yeah, man. Either way, wow, both these guys, 14-2 and 15-2. This is one of the most competitively matched fights I've seen from the UFC in a while.
Yeah,
this is very fucking.
This is up there with Tony and Habib. On paper fights.
And I think it's gonna be just as scrappy. Like I think it'll.
So please,
it won't be as fun.
Please make weight on Saturday.
Nobody blow weight tomorrow, please. Fingers crossed. Saturday. You're right. But. Yeah, I think this card actually, now that we've looked at it, it's not the worst. Like, it's not an amazing card, and I can see why they wouldn't want to run it on Saturday against Bellator, but it's a pretty good card. Like, compared to last weekend's card, which is still pretty good in the long run. Like, this could be an alright card. There could be a lot of finishes on this.
By the way, real quick, part of Sure Dog, I love seeing his quiz. Do you know that answer real quick? As you see that,
what U.S. Senator called Ultimate Fighting Championships human cockfighting? Shouts out to John McCain, that cocksucker. Yeah. Also, his wife had a huge financial investment in what company? Budweiser, who wasn't part of the UFC at the time. It was instead a part of what? Boxing.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's like every... When did Conor McGregor start dating girlfriend D. Devlin?
Probably like 2000...
What the fuck side are you running, Sure Dog?
Probably like 2006. I don't know, and
cares?
I don't care.
Also, I didn't know you were TMZ anymore. See, this site's gone downhill since... No, let's stop. Yeah. We gotta stop talking about Sure Dog. Bad. It's fucking upsetting. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this one here. Anything else you wanted to cover about this card? I mean, I think it's gonna be fun. It's in Oklahoma, so like
maybe Russell Westbrook will show up to party with Kevin Lee as he was hoping he would. I have no idea.
I always get kind of worried about athletic commissions in these weird fucking cities. Like I always kind of wonder like who the fuck is going to show up and ref or judge. Yeah. Especially
it can't be worse. Sunday. It can't be worse in New York.
Well, on a Sunday though too. Like,
oh, dude, you know your boy Mike England's showing up.
Oh, it's not in Kansas City, though.
Yeah, it's close, though.
It's not that far away, you're right.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
If he's the main event,
I will
hold your breath.
I will fucking riot on Twitter. Anyway, I think it's going to be a fun card overall, but... Oh, boy. The prelims might be a little rough. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of more excited for some of the matchups on the Bellator card than I am for this.
Yeah.
Like, some of the matchups on the Bellator card are fucking awesome.
Yep.
Especially the fucking Bader-Phil Davis fight. Yeah. Like, I know I'm one of, like, you and me are one of, like, 500 people that at all want to watch that fight after the first one, but I think it's going to be fun. So much so that I might go watch it in theaters for $15. So we'll see. We will do a big recap next week. Who knows if there's no one in the theater we're in? Maybe we'll just record in the theater while we're watching it. We'll see. It's possible. We can just record from my phone if literally no one else is in the theater. Because I can't imagine there's 20 people in there. Like,
there's no way. There's no way.
We might be the only 5. There might be us and like one other person. I feel like is how it's gonna go.
A bunch of people wearing Affliction or Tap Out.
There's no way. There's a bunch of people wearing Affliction and Tap Out shirts for a fucking Bellator show in a theater for $15. I just don't see it happening. They have a free card on TV before that.
You should just show up wearing Fedor's sweater.
Oh, God, you're right. I need a Fedor sweater. So check us out in our next episode where we have a Fedor sweater. Also, shouts out to our artwork for this week where I photoshopped Conor McGregor's face onto Fonzie from the Jumping the Shark episode of Happy Days. Because, God damn it, has every podcast jumped the shark. So I felt like that was an appropriate tribute.
Conor's bigger, bro. He's gonna knock out Floyd, even though Floyd's a boxer and punches harder than him, like twice the amount. Logic.
Yeah. It's a good argument right there. So, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it here, but, oh boy. You guys can check us out, thesoundofviolence.com, TSOV pod on Twitter. Hit us up. Chris, The Sound of Violence is the email address. ChrisTheSoundOfViolence.com, I should say. Let us know what shows we should be listening to. Let us know what shows we're fucking up on. Also, if you search the Sound of Violence podcast on YouTube, I don't know if I said that already, but you can find our podcast there. Also, I am working on, finally, fucking compressing and uploading all of our old episodes to Libsyn so that we can get an actual fucking podcast feed going on iTunes and everything.
Yes,
so once I get our RSS feed up and official, I will start posting that on iTunes, Google Play, fucking Spotify. I'll post it everywhere. Fuck it. And then, so you guys can look forward to that going forward. Till then, you can find it on the website or find it on YouTube. And, yeah, you can also find, actually, I've been putting up big ol' playlists of our podcast recommendations on YouTube. So if you guys are listening to the podcast and you're looking for stuff that we talk about, I literally, any podcast that records a YouTube version of things we mention, I normally post them on the YouTube channel under, like, episode whatever podcast recommendations. So you can flip right through those and see all those there. So check all that out. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you will. And I think that's about it for this week. So, Chris, did you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, then we are about to fucking wrap this episode. But I hope everybody enjoys Bellator 180 / Bellator pay-per-view / UFC Fight Night 111211211121 or whatever the fuck card this is. And we'll go ahead and wrap it there. But everyone, go buy yourself some Zima while they're around. They're not going to be around for long.
Don't do it.
It's not good. Don't do it. And until next time, go do something decadent. We out. Bye.